We are thrilled to be at Goodwin Field on the campus of Cal State Fullerton. NCAA baseball tonight on College Sports Television. The Toreros from the West Coast Conference against the Titans of Cal State Fullerton, the top seed in this region. They come in with a 43-13 record already today. Notre Dame flexed their muscles 13-5 over the Arizona Wildcats, and the Fighting Irish, who went to the World Series last year, were most impressive. Are you wondering about the format of this tournament? Well, here's how you break it down. Plain and simply, we start with 64, 16 regions, double elimination. Then we move into 16 teams in the Super Regional, best 2 out of 3. And then it goes to Omaha for the College World Series. The top 8 teams will end up in Omaha. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenbaum, set to call the play-by-play. This is Jerry Kendall, who led the Arizona Wildcats to 3 World Series titles. Well, Jerry, on paper, it's certainly David against Goliath. David, of course, is San Diego. Goliath is Cal State Fullerton with 3 national titles, but San Diego's playing well. They've won 9 out of 10.
They're hot. They're ready to go, and they feel very confident. They came from a tough conference championship series with Pepperdine, and they won 2 out of 3 on Pepperdine's field. So they're feeling very good about themselves right now, Randy. They're going to be a tough opponent for Cal State.
When you talk about the Toreros, it starts right at the top of the order with Tony Perez. We're not talking about the big red machine, not that Tony Perez, but this guy's pretty good.
Well, this Tony Perez is the leadoff man for San Diego. He plays in the outfield. He's got great speed. He's probably the best two-way player we're going to see in college baseball this year, Randy. He plays in the outfield, and then in the closing stages, he'll come in and shut the door. He's the relief pitcher. He's the closer. He's also hitting .375.
Great to have a guy who can do so many things like he does, Tony Perez. All right, Shane Costa is an All-American in the outfield for Cal State Fullerton. Plain and simply, he is a terrific hitter.
Shane Costa is a 3-year regular, and he brings a composite average over 3 years of .375 to this ball club. He's a bona fide All-American candidate. He's the Big West Player of the Year, just announced recently. He's the leading player on this ball club and a top pro prospect besides.
You know, we have a great pitching matchup, too. Kyle Collins, the ace of the staff for San Diego, has won 9 games. And on the other side, there's Jason Windsor. He's won 8 for the Cal State Fullerton Titans. We're going to come back with the lineups and the first pitch after this on College Sports Television. Hey, a shot from the California Adventure site. That's over by Disneyland, about 10 minutes from the campus at Cal State Fullerton. We're on College Sports Television, NCAA Regional Baseball tonight. Cal State Fullerton at Goodwin Field hosting San Diego, the Toreros from the West Coast Conference. Well, the Toreros, who come in hitting over .290 as a ball club, this is their starting lineup. Tony Perez, the gifted center fielder, followed by Joey Prast, Freddie Sandoval. Josh Hansen's hit some key homers down the stretch. Zach Dobek in the number 5 spot. Lucas Winterstead at 6'7". He's the first baseman. Jose Torga at second base. Mike Oseguera is the designated hitter. And Ben Quito is the shortstop for San Diego. And the man on the hill for the Titans, Jason Windsor, 8-2, a sparkling 1.91 ERA for Windsor. He's started 8 ball games, and this is a deep and talented pitching staff at Cal State Fullerton, Jerry.
Yes, indeed, Randy, and they're very experienced. They've been in regional play, most of them, and they have good stuff. And the earned run average, the team earned run average for Cal State Fullerton is a glossy 2.80. And as you pointed out, Jason Windsor brings a 1.91 in. Here's the first pitch.
And Tony Perez looks at a ball. It's Perez, Prast, and Sandoval in the first inning for the Toreros. And again, they've won 9 out of 10. They lost 2 games earlier this year to Cal State Fullerton, but those were midweek games, and they feel like they're much better. Tardy on that delivery, and Windsor got that one to the plate in a hurry.
Windsor has a good fastball. It's a sinking fastball with good ride on it. When it's upstairs, when it's down below the belt, it seems to sink a little bit. It's a very effective, somewhere in the in the low 90s for Jason Windsor.
Windsor came out of nowhere, an unsung hero. That looks like another good delivery, and it is on that outer edge. Jason Windsor, 6'2". He's a big guy, 225 pounds, and throws hard. He's big, but he's very quiet in the dugout. He does all his talking on the mound. 1-2 to Tony Perez, who's a real gamer at the plate. They really love his all-around ability. Changeup got him. And a great start for Jason Windsor. What a delivery. What a smooth pitch.
Well, he really worked Perez. Perez is a tough hitter, seldom strikes out, but he got him on 2 good fastballs, and then he pulled the string on this last strike. Watch this. It just fades away. He's way out in front, and he got a very good hitter very, very easily. Tony Perez. Now he has another good hitter, Joey Press. He's the leading hitter on the club. 360, 12 home runs, 56 RBI.
Press, first team, all West Coast Conference. Looks at a ball. Press, early in his career, was warming up one of the pitchers of the bullpen, got hit in the jaw and broke the jaw, and had to redshirt. Missed his first true freshman year, came back the next year, healthy, became the West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year. So you know he has perseverance, and he hits that one out of play off of third base.
He's also a good runner. He's leading his team with 15 stolen bases, 15 out of 19, excellent percentage. So he's got an all-around player, only a junior.
Had a good series in the championship against Pepperdine when they won the West Coast Conference, 6 of 15. Joey Prast. There's that big jug. Oh, that's a beautiful pitch. He's shown us the fastball, the curve, and the change.
And they're all very impressive here in the first inning. Throws some strikes.
I know, Jerry, it's got to be a good sign for George Horton. This guy's coming out in a pressure-packed game. First round of the tournament, he's throwing strikes. That's beaten to the ground foul. It's a foul ball, but I know that George Horton has to be thrilled that his hurler's throwing strikes.
Yes. Well, that's the key. They have such an excellent pitching staff. And I must tell you, this is a tribute to Dave Serrano, the pitching coach, who's been with George now for several years. But he has these guys throwing strikes. And thusly, he has good defense behind him because the players are on their toes. They're alert. They're not waiting out there time after time for ball 2, ball 3, ball 4 kind of thing. They're around the plate. And Windsor particularly today.
Well, he strikes out Joey Prast after blowing away Tony Perez. And those are 2 good hitters, both over 350, and Windsor blew them both down. There's that Titan defense.
All right, it's a good defense. Behind the plate, we have Pelletier, Prettyman at third, Josh Turner at shortstop, very good player. Karapchi at second base, Burgos at first, and out in the outfield, Danny Dorn's back in the lineup after an injury. Interesting and very helpful for Fullerton to see him back in there. Center fielder Boyer, right field Shane Costa, about whom we've already spoken. And on the mound, Josh Windsor.
Hit well to center field. Boyer going back on the ball, has room at the track and makes the catch. A long out. Freddie Sandoval gave it a ride. But the score is 1-2-3 for the Toreros. The Titans are coming to bat next on College Sports Television. A large and highly supportive crowd for the Cal State Fullerton Titans here at Goodwin Field, and they love this Cal State Fullerton baseball program. It seats 3,500 here. And here's the Titan order that they'll be rooting on. Prettyman starts in the leadoff spot at third base. Justin Turner, a freshman shortstop. Shane Costa, we talked about him, the All-American. Kyle Boyer is in center field. Richie Burgos, PJ Pelletier, Danny Dorn back and left after injuries. Sergio Pedroza and Jason Karachi is out at second base. And on the mound, Kyle Collins, the ace of the staff. And he's a good one, and he had a big win over Pepperdine in the West Coast Conference Tournament to help get San Diego into the regional.
Yes, he's their lead pitcher. 3.68 ERA. There you see his innings. 95 innings, 87 hits, 41 walks. A bit of control problem. 69 strikeouts. Comes in with the 9-4 record. And behind him, the defense for San Diego, Sandoval at third, Quinto at short, Ortega. 2 good fielders, by the way, up the middle. At second, Rennerskin at first base. Behind the plate, Zach Gobeck. Out in the outfield, Josh Hansen, their big hitter, home run hitter. Tony Perez, one of the good players. I'm really attracted to him. And Joe Prast in right field.
Head coach George Horton, a players coach. They all respect him. Does a good job with the little ball game. He's just a guy who's always into baseball. He keeps notes. He has a thing they call the brain. He charts everything in the world of baseball, certainly in all of college baseball, and his players just love him. There's Rich Hill, who in 5 seasons, who's built the program at San Diego. Last year he had him in the NCAA tournament. They lost. This year he wants to bring them back with remembering what happened to his club last year and get it done.
Well, he has a good team. He really likes his ball club. They got off to a slow start, but finished very strongly, as we pointed out in the opener. And they're feeling quite good about themselves. They think they have a good chance against the #1 seed Titans.
Leadoff hitter Ronnie Prettyman. Prettyman looks at a ball outside. You don't want to fall behind to these Titan hitters. Prettyman hits .358. They all hit well. He hit .353 last year, so he has a good stick. Goes in the dirt. And stopped by Zach Dobek. Tradition at Cal State Fullerton. 3 national titles. 79. Tim Wallach was on that team. 84. Their most recent championship was in '95. Lace to right. Base hit for Ronnie Prettyman.
We got a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Left-handed hitter Prettyman, and we'll get to see what happens. He gets around on it very nicely. Stays back, keeps the hand back. Good balance at the swing. Line drive to right field. First hitter on for the Cal State Titans. Cal State Fullerton Titans.
There's a look at some of the history here at Goodwin Field. Going to the World Series 11 times, capturing the 3 championships. By the way, their softball program is very good. They've won a national title here. They're very proud of that program as well. But their baseball is rich in tradition. They were the runner-ups with the Titans in the Big West Conference. One game behind a very good Long Beach State team, is also hosting a regional. As you see, that Prettyman is very dangerous, 14 out of 21. Justin Turner, a gifted freshman, around to bunt. And it's a ball.
Randy, George Horton likes the short game. The bunt, or the threat of the bunt. Likes to put his players in motion. Likes to see them on the move. They've stolen 102 bases in 141 attempts. That's a pretty good total in that season, in this season. So he's going to play to get base to base, or what we call station to station, try to move these runners into scoring position. There's the ball.
And it is down. Now to get it to Sandoval third. The sacrifice works. Well, we saw Notre Dame in the first game today show great ability to move runners around, and it really helped them in their 13-5 victory over Arizona. There, the freshman, Jason Turner, able to lay down the bunt. He'll be congratulated back in that dugout.
Yeah, well, he did his job. He moved his teammate into scoring position. It's huge to get on top early in the game. This game is critical, Randy, because if you win the first game of this double elimination tournament, 4 teams, that means you only have to win 2 more to be the champion of this region. The first game is critical.
Here's Costa, the All-American. He hits it hard, but playable. It's a low liner coming in to get it in right field is Joey Prast. And Costa, first ball swinging, is retired. A low line drive that hung up into the air. And a fine play, a fine running catch by Joey Prast, and they're 2 away.
Well, they got rid of a tough hitter, a very dangerous hitter in Shane Costa with that man on second base. Now we're down to 2 outs, but still the runner lurks out there at second base, and the cleanup hitter, Kyle Boyer.
Ronnie Prettyman is out there in scoring position, waiting to get picked off. A leadoff single. Jason Turner bunted him to second. Here's Kyle Boyer. Part-time start in the last 2 years. He's improved his game, and this year he's been the guy out in the outfield, patrolling center field. 30th time this year he's been in that cleanup spot. Ball gets away from the catcher Dobek, and down to third base goes Ronnie Prettyman. That's a wild pitch.
A wild pitch, but also very alert base running by Prettyman at second base. As soon as that ball hit the dirt and got away from Dobek, the catcher, watch it here. As soon as that ball caroms away, he's on his way to third. There he sees it and he goes. That's instantaneous, but it takes a lot of practice. That's part of the base running routine that the Cal State Fullerton Titans practice very, very often. Ball in the dirt, go.
Kyle Boyer is the strongest player on the Titan team. He has 5 homers, but he has tremendous power to all fields. Trying to pick up Prettyman from third. 2 out. Bottom of the first, no score, San Diego and Cal State Fullerton. Big rip there. Kyle Boyer wasn't thinking about just a single, was he, Trey?
No, he was looking for the fastball, too, but he threw him a changeup. Collins very wisely pulled the string on him, and he was way out ahead of that pitch and for the first strike. He wasn't looking for a changeup there. 2-0. Normally you're looking for a fastball.
Kyle Collins, the ace of the San Diego staff. That breaking ball was nicely thrown. Kyle Collins feels he was snubbed this year. No honors at all in the West Coast Conference. And when you win 9 games and you lead your team to a championship, how on earth are you not all conference?
Absolutely. He has a very good ERA, 3.68, 9-4 record, as you pointed out. He deserves some honors.
Slider's his best pitch. 2-2 delivery. Beautifully thrown. Kyle Boyer is out, and so are the Titans. They strand Prettyman at third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left aboard, and a pretty pitch from Kyle Collins on College Sports Television. NCAA Regional Baseball. This is game number 2, Cal State Fullerton and San Diego. Earlier today, Notre Dame put the hurt on Arizona, Jerry.
Yeah, this is Matt Edwards, the third baseman. Bases were loaded. He pounded a triple off the left field fence. All runs scored, and that broke the game open as early as the second inning. After that, and here's Matt McCree, the shortstop. He hit one into the scoreboard. No doubt about that one. Halfway up the scoreboard for a two-run home run, and that put the final nail in the coffin.
Colita got the victory, went a strong 8. Notre Dame will be in our winners bracket game tomorrow on College Sports Television. They were most impressive. 7 runs in the second inning for the Fighting Irish. Here's a hot hitter in Josh Hansen. Clubbed a key 2-run homer to win the West Coast Conference Championship in Malibu last week against Pepperdine. To the right side, and that'll find the seats.
Well, he's got some strength. He's only hitting .315 on the year, Randy, but Josh Hansen is hitting .410 in the last 10 games with 5 home runs and 17 RBI. He's been hot. And that big home run that won the conference championship over Pepperdine was the biggest of them all.
And with Hansen being so hot, it's no accident that the Toreros have won 9 out of the last 10. Hit down the line, and that's a fair ball. Hansen turns first, but he'll hold with a long single as Costa gets it in quickly.
Shane Costa did a good job of getting to that line to cut the ball off and hold Hansen to a single.
First hit of the ball game for the Toreros.
Hansen, as big and strong as he is, gets this one down on the fist and just kind of pushes it over the first baseman's head, and there it falls safely down the right field line. But there's Costa that cut it off and hold him to a single.
That'll bring up Zach Dobek, the catcher. Left-hand hitter. Throws right. Solid defensive skills, and as you can see, he's scoring around the bunt. Again, these coaches are playing for an early run.
Well, they both trust their pitchers, to tell the truth. If they could get a run and protect a 1 or 2 run lead, they're trusting their pitchers to be able to do that. Normally in the early innings, you don't play for 1 run. But both of these teams are doing that. This is very interesting. It means they like their pitching and they like their defense.
Whenever you're the favorite like Cal State Fullerton is, there is the danger you're facing the ace of the staff of the underdog squad in the first game of a tournament. I know, Jerry, you faced that a number of times in your days at Arizona.
Yeah, you're going to see the best. You don't want to play pool or play snooker with the regional. You send your best out in the first game.
You mentioned snooker. Dobek pulled that bat out of there, and he was going to slap that to the left side. Ronnie Prettyman at third base is playing in for the bunt. He was going to try to slap it by Ronnie.
Well, he was going to do what we call the fake button slash. You're not trying to take a full swing in that case. You just want to slash it in past the third baseman, perhaps, or into one of the open holes as the infielders play in. We'll see now, third base there. Prettyman is way in on the grass. He's expecting a bunt. First baseman will charge if he shows bunt.
And he is. Dobek scoring around it again. He's going to slap it. Didn't get all of it.
Okay, now I kind of like that. I like that strategy by Rich Hill. Early on, he's showing Fullerton, look, we're going to play the same game that you like, the short game. Try to move these guys over 1 base at a time.
Dobek is a hungry hitter. 0 for 10 in the series against Pepperdine, the 3-game series in the West Coast Conference Championships. It would be good for San Diego to get him on track.
Yes, it sure would. He's only hitting on the season 225, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs. Zach Dobek, you can look at him up the plate now. But he's in there for his defense, too.
No movement at first by Josh Hansen. It's 2-1 to Zach Dobek. San Diego in the top of the second. The number 4 seed, only 31-28. Boy, did they get it revved up down the stretch. 9 out of their last 10 and playing great baseball. Hansen diving back to the bag again. Cal State Fullerton has that lofty 43-13 record. At one point earlier this year, the Titans were ranked number 1 in the country. Then they went to UC Riverside and lost 3 in a row. And the Highlanders won an NCAA tournament game today.
They got off to a great start up there. I believe they're playing in the Tempe tournament up at Arizona State.
Big West sent 3 into the NCAA regionals this year. Riverside, Long Beach State is hosting, as are, of course, the Titans. The runner going, it's fouled back by Dobek.
Jason Windsor is a little bit slow to the plate, it seems. And you notice that he's trying a number of pickoffs over there, holding Josh Hansen, close to first base. I think that's probably to compensate for a slow delivery to the plate, which would allow the runner at first base to get an added step or two.
Windsor started the year, Jerry, in the bullpen. Won 4 games out of the bullpen. Pitched so well they moved him into the starter's role. He's performed well there to this point in the season, which has helped get the Titans the lofty number seed overall. Windsor came in with an 8-2 record, but a brilliant 1.91 ERA, which was the lowest in the Big West and 16th in the nation. 3-2 to Dobek.
Now, just taking a hint, the way Dobek has approached this at-bat, or rather the way Richie Hill has ordered Dobek to do it, I believe that Hansen will probably run on this pitch. Hill is being aggressive.
No, he's not going. It's laced to left field, but right at the left fielder, Danny Dorn. That ball was hit hard as the throw back to first. As Hansen is wandering off the bag, wondering if that was going to drop. A good play by Danny Dorn on the left, robbing Zach Dobek.
To begin with, the scouting report was absolutely perfect on Zach Dobek because Danny Dorn was standing right in front of that line drive. They're playing him to left field. Here's the pitch now you're going to see in a moment. Here we go. To Dobek, and he lines it to left field, but there is Dorn right where it's coming down. And then he has a chance to double off Josh Hansen. Hansen had strayed too far down towards second base, thinking that ball might fall in. But it was wide, and they got back safe.
Lucas Wintersten is the 6'7" first baseman of the Toreros. Oh, beautiful changeup. The Titan pitchers all throw the changeup. The pitching coach, Dave Serrano, in his 7th season at Cal State Fullerton, believes the changeup could be the most effective pitch in college baseball. Do you agree with that, Jerry?
Oh, I do. Providing you're throwing strikes with your other pitches, it is then they call it a change of pace, and that's exactly what happens. It takes the batter out of his normal routine of stride, pitch, and swing.
You know, you look at Wintersten and you think he hit the ball a long ways. You look at the credentials of San Diego. First appearance, 24 years. They go back to back. But Wintersten at the plate is a singles hitter. He's 6'7", 265 pounds. He only has 3 homers. It's this one to left field. Dorn going back on the ball to the track and makes the catch. And that one took off and nearly fooled Danny Dorn in left field.
Well, it's the tough twilight, Randy. He did not see that ball when it left the bat, and he finally had to locate it.
And the runner Hansen got doubled off at first base. Well, a little bit of a problem there for Hansen. We're still tied. No score. What happened? Okay.
So then they just appealed by touching second base with the ball. Yeah, okay. That'd be good. And who took it? The second baseman? Looks like
Josh Hansen.
Yeah, Karapsi took the throw.
Karapsi,
thank you.
Probably pushing to it.
Well, if you just play what you played a moment ago when we closed out, then I'll be able to describe it.
I'll lead you into it real quick.
Okay.
Very odd ending to the top of the second inning. What happened here, Jerry?
Well, many people didn't see it, but on the long fly ball to left field by Winterston, we'll see it here. Now, watch Josh Hansen. Well, we won't see him, but we'll see Dorn going back on the ball. He has a hard time tracking it down, but he does make the play. It was questionable. Well, Josh Hansen was around second base as this happened. Now he has to retreat back to first after the ball is caught. However, he did not touch second base on the way back. And the shortstop, Karapsi, second baseman, Karapsi, alertly got the ball, tagged the bag. It's a double play.
And the Toreros run themselves out of the inning. Bottom of the second inning, Richie Burgos, first baseman of the Titans, leads off. Hit into the air. This one is playable. Calling for it in center field. Making the catch is Tony Perez. One pitch, one away. Well, CSTV continues to bring you exciting baseball action throughout the summer with coverage of the Cape Cod League. Some of the biggest stars in baseball have come right out of the Cape Cod League, including Jeff Bagwell, Barry Zito, Nomar Garcia-Pera. The Cape Cod League, we're going to have it for you right here on College Sports Television. Please log on to CSTV.com. Looking forward to that.
Yes.
College baseball throughout the summer.
Cape Cod is an outstanding league for college players in the summer. Some of the best players in the country go out there and play for those 8 teams on the Cape.
B.J. Pilateri, one of 2 outstanding catchers at Cal State Fullerton. The other one is Kurt Suzuki, and they platoon. Pilateri hitting .379 this year. That's why he plays over Suzuki, who's had some big hits. Where they have a luxury here, playing in Orange County. There's no secret to the success of Cal State Fullerton. This is a great area to recruit.
It's an absolute hotbed for baseball talent in the junior colleges and the high schools. In fact, many coaches believe, and I'm one of them, that if you recruited the best players out of Orange County each year, you'd be contending for the national championship every year.
Base hit to left field for P.J. Pilateri. Well, Cal State Fullerton wins titles. They win Big West championships. They win national crowns. They have a lot of accolades in their program.
Well, I've seen that develop. When Augie Garrido came here in 1973, that was his first year. It was my first year at the University of Arizona, and we played one another home and home every year. And I saw that program, this program, develop into national championship caliber. It's a great story, thanks to Augie Garrido and George Horton, the 2 coaches that have engineered that. Presently, George Horton, outstanding coach, by the way.
One of those championship banners, that's 95. And all the different accomplishments by an accomplished program on the wall here. Danny Dorn fooled on that delivery. Danny hadn't played in a while, missed 10 games. Fractured a bone in his left hand. He got hit April 27th in a game at Cal Poly. And he's a guy that gives Cal State Fullerton even more robust numbers in the lineup. He has 52 RBIs, which is tied with Phil Nevin. There's a name for him, great pro baseball player. Played out of Cal State Fullerton. 52 RBIs in his freshman season, so his next RBI would be a school freshman record.
Well, he's the real deal, and it's great for the Fullerton Titans to have him back in the lineup. Left-handed hitter, good outfielder. We've seen that already, but going back on a couple balls that were tough to see and tough to play, and he made them, caught him, got the ball in, and a really good hitter.
They compare his swing to John Olerud. And he looked like Olerud. This one's going to find the glove of Tony Perez, but he smacked it hard to Danny Dorn. He does have that beautiful swing, doesn't he?
Pretty well hit, and yes, he has a picture swing. And just a freshman. Boy, they've got good players coming up from the freshman class, the sophomore class, and here's the swing. Oh, he keeps his weight back so well. Little hitch straight back, not down with the hands. straight back, holds it, and then unloads. Line drive to center.
Designated hitter Sergio Pedroza, 2 out. Runner at first base, no score in the second inning. NCAA Regional Baseball on College Sports Television. With Jerry Kendall, I'm Randy Rosenblum. We've had a winner already here today. Notre Dame blasting Arizona 13-5, and the Fighting Irish sent a message to everyone in this regional that they can play.
They did. They were very impressive. Made a runaway out of it.
Rosa hits that one out of play. I like his little glare out at the pitcher.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing about the Fullerton team. They're not intimidated by anyone. They'll stand their ground. And Pedroza here is having a little, yeah, there he is. He's focusing in. He's saying, give me your best shot. I'm ready.
Pedroza's been in a slump. Only 5 out of 28 over the last 5 games. But he's fully capable. He's hitting .336 on the year. Facing a very tough pitcher in Kyle Collins, a junior from San Jose, California. 1-2 to Pedroza. Hangs in there.
Yes, he's battling very hard. That was a good pitch. Looked like a changeup tailing away from him, and he was out in front of it, but managed to hold back just long enough to foul it off. You could call it a weak foul, but that's all he needed to do to stay alive. Just get a little piece of it.
Kyle Collins, pitcher of the week earlier this year in the West Coast Conference. 1-2 delivery. Oh, there's that changeup, and it fooled Pedroza. Goes down swinging. Another impressive frame from Kyle Collins as he makes Pedroza look bad at the plate. We're through 2 here at Fullerton. We're scoreless on College Sports Television.
How's it coming?
Yeah, what do you think?
My cards are completely disorganized. No, I'm doing okay. I'll catch up.
What is this? Okay.
That's Kotze again?
Yeah. What's it, Ron? Or
that's 1995.
95.
Okay.
We move into the 3rd inning. Speaking of 3, Cal State Fullerton's last championship, their 3rd. And they jolted USC 11-5 in 95 in the championship game.
Well, that's Mark Kotze. He's hitting 2 home runs that very game against SC, against their neighbors up Los Angeles way. Mark Kotze, Player of the Year. He also pitched. And this is the last out of the 1995 College World Series championship. There belongs to the Fullerton Titans.
Everybody loves those dog piles when they win the championships and the honors.
And
see in red, those are the national championships.
Every coach lives in fear of those dog piles. When his players jump on one another, somebody comes up with a bad knee or a spiked hand.
I gotta tell you, it's really an orange color more than a red color. It's the Titan color. There's a fastball poured in there for strike 1. Jose Ortega facing Jason Windsor. A lot of baseball today in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Field of 64. We'll have the updated scores throughout the contest tonight on College Sports Television. There's Stanford in the 3rd inning, kicking up their heels. Of course, the Cardinal National ranked all season long. What about Stetson upsetting Georgia Tech?
Big upset. Georgia Tech, one of the top 8 seeds in the country, and on their home field.
That one got Ortega. The last thing Jason Windsor wanted to do is hit the leadoff man. Carolina State rolling. Miami's an impressive team. Saw them last week against Long Beach State, and they are so aggressive at the plate.
They year in and year out. You expect them to be contending. Miami, along with Fullerton, year in and year out.
Yeah, Jim Morris got a good ball club in Miami, and I wasn't surprised that the Hurricanes slipped into the top 8 seeds. As you see, the ones that are expected to get to Omaha, but as we noted already, Georgia Tech had a little bit of a tough outing today. So it's not a gimme that if you're in that top 8, you're going to get there.
Now with Ortega at first base by way of being hit with that pitch, Mike Esquierra at the plate, the DH, is probably going to show and do bunt. Remember last inning, Zach Dobek showed bunt but slashed. Let's see what Esquierra does. He could be doing the same thing, but then again, he could lay down the sacrifice bunt.
You can see the communications there. Oseguera standing in. Once again, San Diego has the leadoff runner on. They had that in the second. They ran themselves out of the inning as Hansen on a long fly ball forgot to tag second base on the way back after the ball was flagged down by Danny Dorn and left. You don't want to make those mistakes on the base paths. They're magnified in championship play like this.
That was a very bad base running error by an experienced player.
Oseguera is another guy who also pitches. There's a throw back over to first base, tying Ortega to the bag. San Diego made some noise in college basketball this year as well. The Toreros under Brad Holland went to the NCAA tournament in hoops. Ironically, Brad Holland, former Cal State Fullerton coach in basketball, which is high. No movement from first base, so there's a little bit of a tie. But Brad Holland going over to San Diego from Cal State Fullerton. Cal State Fullerton's looking for a college basketball coach. They're going to bring in 4 people next week. Donnie Daniels left to coach at UCLA as an assistant. 2 balls, no strikes to Oseguera. Line drive to right field, but it hangs in the night, and it's played by Costa, and there's one away.
That's the 4th well hit by San Diego hitters that have found their way into the Fullerton gloves. They have the long, deep ball by Sandoval in the first inning for the 3rd out. Second inning, line drive by Dobek, line drive by Wennerstrom, both out to Dan Dorn in left field, well hit. And now this line drive to right field by Esquierra. So if they can keep hitting the ball that hard, staying on that pitch that well, San Diego's, it always evens out. They'll find their way.
Ben Quinto at the plate. And we'll watch Ortega at first base. San Diego does all the little things well. They run well, and Ortega's got good speed at first base. Jason Windsor has to watch him carefully. Pitch out, not going. Certainly Cal State Fullerton is leery of Ortega.
Well, he hasn't stolen a lot. He's 3 for 8 this year. 3 successful attempts and 8 attempts. So he's not that glaring a threat, but it's good time to run.
And he has
tail
good
end
speed.
of the order. Yeah, he has a good speed, and it's a good time to run.
Pitch is taken for a strike by Quinto.
Tail end of the order, you try to manufacture something with a running game to move your men into scoring position.
And with Tony Perez, a .350 hitter on deck, if they could get him into scoring position, kind of like your chances, perhaps get a 2-out base knock and grab the lead. That's what the Toreros would like to do. Again, they came in here full of confidence, beating a very good Pepperdine team in Malibu 2 out of 3 last week to capture the West Coast Conference title. Pepperdine playing concurrently with this game at Long Beach State.
Yes. Interesting.
They have great baseball in Southern California. A lot of teams. Surprisingly, though, USC, only a 500 club this year, didn't make the field. That one was thrown well by Windsor. Quinto was very tardy. 1-2.
He blew that ball right by them. young Ben Quinto. High fastball, he couldn't catch up with.
One thing about Windsor, he gets guys out. He's a bulldog out on the mound. 1-2 to Ben Quinto. That's Ortega. Jose Ortega at first. Top of the third. As you can see, we're scoreless. Toreros would love to get the jump on the Titans. Oh, he thought about the bunt, pulled it out of there. They'll take that long walk back to the bench.
I can't quite figure that one, Randy. With 2 strikes, he faked a bunt and took a strike for the strike 3s. Went down looking. Watch this. Looked as if he drew back. Apparently he was going to try the 2-strike base hit bunt. Third baseman was way back, of course. He could have dropped it down and got to first base easily. Took a risk to begin with, and then he compounded it by taking the call 3rd strike. 2-way.
3rd strikeout for Jason Windsor. As you noted, Ortega's 3 for 8 at first base. Thefts, and we'll have to watch him closely with 2 down. But here's a good hitter, Tony Perez. First team All West Coast Conference the last 2 seasons. And he looks at strike 1. From the moment he took the mound tonight, this has been a very confident pitcher, Jason Windsor.
Well, he's pitched Tony Perez, the most dangerous hitter in the lineup, arguably, for San Diego. He's pitched him just perfectly these first 2 times up. He struck him out in the first inning on a changeup after throwing 2 hard fastballs. Started him out just there on the first strike with a fastball. Now he threw the changeup or the curveball up there.
Tony Perez has a lot of positive attributes to his game, but he also has a great eye. Leads the team with 45 walks. That's exactly what you want in a leadoff batter. Someone who will take a pitch and find a way to get on.
That's right, and he's only struck out 33 times in over 222 at-bats coming into the day.
That was a good showcase of laying off the close pitch that was just off the corner. Perez, a senior from Chula Vista, California. And again, he's the closer for San Diego, so if they get a lead late in the ball game, you'll see him on the mountain tonight, trying to wrap it up. In the air, left field, Dorn retreating, but he has room and Danny's under it. And that will finish off San Diego in the 3rd. We are scoreless in the NCAA Regional at Fullerton, the Titans and the Toreros on College Sports Television.
Hi, Jim.
Great crowd on hand at Goodwin Field for the NCAA tournament. Yeah, we'll wave back. A lot of fans. It seats 3,500. They've really built this facility up from the early days in the 70s. They've brought all those bleachers in and made it a very attractive stadium to perform your college baseball in. And they have a very good following at Cal State Fullerton. Really one of their greatest fans is the actor Kevin Costner, who George Horton told me before the game wanted to come this weekend, but he has a very busy schedule. He's worked out with the Titans. He's a former Titan, and they are very close with Kevin Costner. There we are, Goodwin Field, Fullerton, California. A delightful evening for the NCAA Regionals. Bottom of the 3rd inning, no score. And Karatzi looks at strike 1. Karatzi, the number 9 hitter, seniors, played everywhere in that infield, seemingly for George Horton. Utility guy.
That's well hit.
But it's playable. It hangs up here nicely for Josh Hansen. This fall, CSTV will give you a look at the legendary coaches in college sports with the perspective that only can be told by a former player. Namath on Bryant, Walton on Wooden. Hear the story of the legends as told by their star pupil. I love this idea. This fall on CSTV, the new home of college sports. Which pupil would you take to talk about Jerry Kendall?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't belong in that company.
Let's not be modest. Here's Prettyman. Got aboard in the 1st, but was stranded at 3rd. Rolls that to the right side. Winterstead with a terrific diving play, capturing the ground ball and just falling on first base. At 6-7, Lucas went and got it.
Well, that was an interesting play. He wasn't sure if it was going to be fair or not. Now you'll see pretty many. He'll bounce it down the first base line. Very close to being fair or foul. And watch Wennerstrom. He sees it, goes for it, and knows he's going to get some part of his body on first base. And he got the glove, the ball, and everything else on his body. Knee, ankle. Good play.
Lucas, job well done. You want to get dirty in the playoffs. You're playing for all the marbles. There we have an update. You see Fullerton's rival Long Beach State tied in a scoreless game with Pepperdine. South Carolina looked impressive today. Southern U's got a good ball club. I know you were surprised by this score. New Mexico State beating UNLV.
Oh, yeah, it's a slugfest. But, yeah, I thought UNLV would probably take that game. And it came down to the very last inning, apparently.
Nebraska had 20 hits in their win, and Ohio State surprising some people. That's a base hit to right field for the freshman Justin Turner. A 2-out single for Justin Turner.
Well, he just serves this ball over the first baseman's head. Justin Turner takes that pitch the way he should toward the outside part of the plate. Slaps it into right field. He's on first base with 2 outs.
Bringing up the dangerous Shane Costa. Costa 15 for 33 in NCAA tournament play, so he rises to the occasion. Costa had a 22-game hitting streak last year, and as you can see, he has lofty numbers again this season.
Turner is a threat to run, Randy. He's 11 for 15 this year. Got good speed. But I don't know that you would want to run with the leading hitter on the club up, left-handed hitter that he is. He's got an open hole down there at first base as long as Wennerstrom is holding Turner on. I don't think he'll be going to this at bat.
Costa, the Big West Player of the Year, a career .375 hitter. So Kyle Collins is pitching him with great respect.
Oh, he can take it deep. This guy is some athlete. You get an idea as he stands up at the plate, the size of his arms, the muscles in his lower body, and his shoulders are wide like a stevedore.
He's one of the guys, Jerry, they got from Visalia. Most of the players are made up of Orange County backgrounds, but Costa's from Visalia, considered Fresno State. It's really in Fresno. And, a great player from that neck of the woods. The San Joaquin Valley comes to Cal State Fullerton. Great pickup for the Titan program. And again, that showcases how well they are respected all through California.
Well, they have a recruiting network that extends throughout the state. They seldom go outside California. If you look at their roster, virtually everybody, and I think everybody is this year from California on the Cal State Fullerton roster. But they have such a great reputation for good, solid, technical, mechanical coaching, doing things right, and winning a lot of ball games in the meantime, and 3 national championships besides.
Costa does everything well. Led the Big West in stolen bases this year. Runner going, that's Turner. Throw down a second is Tardy. Stolen base for the freshman Justin Turner. He's in scoring position in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Titans have their best hitter at the plate, Shane Costa, with a chance to pick up a run.
Well, here goes Turner now. Gets a good jump. And he makes it very easily. The throw is high and wide. Turner in scoring position now. But it does leave first base open, and the option pitching Costa very, very carefully with first base open is something that Collins' pitcher is considering.
Costa has 50 RBIs, and he looks at a strike on the inside corner. Looked low, perhaps a little inside, but it was called a strike.
We'll make a judgment here ourselves. Right at the knees. They had the plate. It's very close. Perfect pitch for the pitcher. You want those kind of pitches, believe me.
2-2 with 2 out to Costa. Rounded to the right side. There's Wennerstrom again. Underhanding with the pitcher covering. Kyle Collins. And we go to break and remain scoreless. San Diego playing well against Cal State Fullerton after 3. Scoreless on College Sports Television. Good pitcher's duel with Kyle Collins and Jason Windsor going through the first 3 innings. We're at Cal State Fullerton, the NCAA Regionals, game number 2. I'm Randy Rosenblum with Jerry Kindle. And the Toreros and the Titans going round and round in a scoreless battle. As you can see, the Titans have 3 hits to the Toreros 1, but we move into the 4th inning, and no runs on the board in the first game of the NCAA tournament for both these clubs. Earlier today on this field, Notre Dame shellacked Arizona 13-5.
Yeah, it was a runaway. But Arizona's still alive. It's double elimination. They try to come through the losers bracket.
Can't tell you how impressive Notre Dame was. They were just terrific in all facets of the game. What made their win so impressive to me is they fell behind early 2-0 and just said, that's not a big problem. They came out and got a 7-run second and never looked back. Joey Prast, 360 hitter, as you can see. He's very good for the Toreros.
He's been one of their keys to the success. Joey Prast, right fielder, plays an excellent defensive game. Leading the hitting, 360 batting average, 12 home runs, 56 RBI, 15 for 19 stolen bases. He can do it all.
He has 89 hits this year for the Toreros. That's a school record. No one's ever had more. Had 3 RBIs in that big championship series against Pepperdine in Malibu. San Diego comes from great weather. They get to play WCC championship in Malibu, and then they come down to Orange County on a delightful evening and play some regional baseball. Not a bad life.
Yes, to say not.
It's barreled down the middle. Jason Windsor's on his game, the right-hander, junior from Saratoga, California. Getting ahead of the hitters, throwing strikes tonight for the Titans. 2-2 pitch. Oh, the changeup, that curve got him.
He took a lot off that pitch, Randy, and he had the good hitter Prast way off balance. He's way out on his front foot. Watch how he lunges now. It's a change of pace. Oh, he's way out there. All he has is his arms to swing with. Here's another view of it from behind. Missed it by a good piece.
Prast has struck out both times against Jason Windsor. Sandoval goes after the first one, skies this one down the first baseline, and a nice running catch by Jason Karatzi, the second baseman. Of course, the Titans have one huge advantage here, Jerry. They certainly know how to play this field.
Yes, they do. We had plenty of idea and perspective on how far he had to go. But the second baseman, Karatzi, does a terrific job. He's the only one that can really make that play. Shane Costa could not get there. The first baseman was going straight back, but here on the angle comes the second baseman, Karatzi, and you see he has the best look at it. He makes a good basket catch, like an end zone. And make sure you get that thing for the touchdown, in this case for the out.
The free swinging Josh Hansen at the plate. Has good power, 9 homers, but he struck out 36 times. But he does not get cheated at the plate.
He takes a good rip on it. And he's always looking for the fastball. Most power hitters do that. They look for the fastball, try to adjust to the curve. He was looking for it. And still, it was a perfect pitch on the outside part of the plate. He took it.
And a familiar pattern with Jason Windsor, throwing strikes, getting ahead of the hitters.
Yes, sir.
0-2 to Josh Hansen.
Here's the secret.
It becomes an easy game when you get ahead of the hitters, doesn't it?
But then you've got room to waste a pitch like he just did. He threw one of his hard sliders that completely got away from him in the dirt.
Really one of the first deliveries that did get away from him.
Yeah, that's right. P.J. Piloteri tried to get out there and block it, but it was too far. But he had plenty of room because he got ahead of the hitter. 2 strikes on him to begin with. Now he has a little wiggle room for some pitches on just off the plate.
Hansen didn't go for the breaking ball.
Wow, look at that ratio of balls and strikes. 45 pitches here with 2 outs in the 4th inning. That's about on target as far as the number of pitches you're looking for to retire the side. But a great ratio of strikes against balls.
Played a little hardball with Josh Hansen and missed. Hansen started his career at Wake Forest. Left there, then went to junior college, Cypress College, before transferring into San Diego to play for the Toreros. Only second time tonight that Windsor's had a 3-ball, 2-strikes count. And he buzzes a fastball inside, and he loses Josh Hansen.
Lost him badly, Randy. Got 2 strikes on him and didn't come close after that with the next 4 pitches. And finally walks him with 2 outs.
First walk allowed by Jason Windsor. We can see him shaking his head.
He's a little disgusted with himself.
Well, both these pitchers have been on their game as we've gone into the 4th inning. And you want quality starts in a double elimination tournament. You do not want to have to use your bullpen much in the first game. There's a strike to Dobek.
Well, this is one of the key strategies. You've hit it right in the head there, Randy. In the first game, you want very much to win it. So you're going to do whatever you have to. If you have to use pitches, you have to do that to protect the lead and win a ball game. But you're hoping that you don't have to use too many. It's possible you have to play 5 games to win here if you fall into the loser's bracket in the first game. So conserving your pitching is very, very important.
Big jug over for a strike to Dobek. He may have walked the last batter in Josh Hansen, but I still like the way Jason Windsor's throwing the ball. He's got marvelous control with the breaking pitch. That's the harder one to throw for control. And he has had the curve and the change curve working beautifully this evening. 0-2 to Dobek. Well, that looks a little bit faster, doesn't it, after those breaking balls?
Yeah. Yeah, it puts your eyes and tuning in at a different level.
2 out. Hansen at first with a 2-out walk. 1-2 to Zach Dobek. One of the senior leaders on this Torero team from the San Diego area. He's from Escondido, California, which is a suburb, really, of San Diego. Zach's dad was a terrific athlete. Played hockey at Bowling Green and later played on the 1976 Olympic team. But Zach electing to play baseball. 1-2 to Dobek. There's the breaking ball and it bounced. Runner Hansen going after the ball went into the dirt. He beats the throw. Well, Josh Hansen, who had the base running faux pas earlier, smart this occasion.
Well, he saw the ball in the dirt, and with 2 outs, it's a good time to try to advance to second base, to take a risk, especially in a scoreless game. Piloteri made a great stop here and a great throw, and very, very close. You see Josh Turner sweeping for the tag. I believe he did miss him. But Piloteri made a great effort on that, try to get that bad pitch in the dirt, cover it, and get it to second base.
Can Dobek deliver? No, he bounces it down to Turner. Second convenient hop. Throws out Zach Dobek. 6-3 if you're scoring. The Titans are out of the inning. After 3.5, it remains scoreless on College Sports Television. Oh, a little thrill ride at Disneyland on College Sports Television. Now, water looks pretty good, too, on a hot day in Southern California. And we have a hot ball game brewing here at Cal State Fullerton in the regional, the bottom of the 4th inning. Randy Rosenblum with Jerry Kendall. We have a special guest commentator to help us out the remainder of the night. Of course, his name is Jim Abbott, great All-American of Michigan. Great career in Major League Baseball. And Jim, welcome.
Thank you very much, man. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you here. We're going to have you working a lot on Sunday. You get to call the championship game with Barry Tompkins.
Well, this isn't work. This is a great night, college baseball. This is exciting. It's a lot of fun to be at the ballpark, and I appreciate you guys having me.
Hey, it'll be fun. We look forward to adding your expertise tonight.
Thanks. The expert's next to me.
Jerry knows his stuff, no question.
It's great to have another Big Ten guy in the booth. Michigan, Minnesota. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Moving to the bottom of the fourth with Kyle Boyer and Richie Burgos and P.J. Piliteri. No scoring. Everyone talked about these Titan hitters, but so far, Collins has been able to shut them down. That's laced hard to left, and it's a base hit for Kyle Boyer. That's a great way to start the inning for the Titans.
This is only the second well hit for Cal State Fullerton. One in the first inning, and now Boyer nails one and starts the inning off in the fourth with a line drive to left. I'm sorry, that's the third well hit for the fourth base hit. Now there's a difference, of course, Randy and Jim, between a well hit. You know about that, don't you, Jim? You might be pitching a one hitter, but there's line drives all over that are being caught. But so I try to make a distinction, and it's helpful to me.
Richie Burgos in there, and he looks at strike one. What do you think of this pitcher, Kyle Collins, Jim? You've had an opportunity to see him so far tonight.
Well, I think I think both these guys are throwing a great ball game. Windsor's been very strong, and Collins, I've just been watching a little bit. He's got a little three-quarter delivery. They both seem in good command, keeping the ball low in the strike zone.
Burgos waiting. That one's outside. And it's a ball and a strike to Richie Burgos. We'll see if Cal State Fullerton can get to this fine right-hander, Kyle Collins. Titans have had some base runners. They've had some traffic, but they haven't been able to move them around. And the leadoff batter, Kyle Boyer, at first base after a single to left.
Boyer's a good runner. 22 stolen bases for 26 attempts. So there's some speed out there with which George Horton can work, and the left-hand batter at the plate.
Collins goes over there, and that was very close. What's the key to a good move, Jim?
Well, from a left-hander, it's deception and consistency. You know, you want to make your move as to the plate as consistent as you can with your move over to first base. So with right-handers, it's more quickness.
That was a quick move there.
Yeah, it was very quick. And I think he is thinking about maybe heading down. So a lot of times the timing has to be just right. You can get a guy leaning out on that right foot.
This is tough when you're the hitter, Richie Burgos. You have to be a very patient guy. Collins looking down to Dobeck. One misses away. How tough is it? How distracting is it to have a runner like that who's so good, and then knowing you have to throw strikes to the plate?
Well, you know, you have to start focusing on and keep your eye on the catcher's mitt. When you have that type of distraction, like Jerry was talking about, when you have a soft hit ball, that so many times you have to bring your concentration back to the task at hand. It's one of the greatest challenges of pitching, is being able to refocus again and again and again.
Burgos laid off of it, but it's a strike on the outer edge.
When you have a fast runner out there, someone who can steal bases and create some havoc, it's just another distraction on your plate, and you know, that's what makes good teams.
Very, very distracting. You can throw a lot of jumps and jitters into the defense with a fast guy on base, and we have one there at Kyle Boller.
Base hit right field for Richie Burgos, and this will move Boyer all the way around to third, and the Titans are kicking up their heels in the bottom of the fourth. Good piece of hitting.
Well, he gets pitch on the inside, and he turns on it well. Down and in, and he handles it well. Just past Josh Hansen at first base, or Winstrom, excuse me, into right field. Kyle Boyle makes it easily to third base. But with nobody out, third base coach Rick Vanderhook over at third base, and now we're looking at the runner at first, Rick Burgos. But third base coach Rick Vanderhook held him, held the runner Bowler all the way there. He was not going to let him try to get past third with nobody out. You know, the prospect of a big inning here now.
Runners at the corners, P.J. Piliteri. He has good hitting numbers at .379. Of course, at this stage, Kyle Collins will look for that ground ball double play. And they're playing back. The Toreros would give up a run to get 2 outs here.
Definitely this early in the game.
That one nearly hit PJ.
Let's take a look at how they're playing. Now, the third baseman is even with the bag. If the ball's hit at him or to his left, he's going to go to second base for the double play. He'll allow the run to score. If the ball's hit to his right, he'll probably try to stop the runner. The runner's going to go on a ground ball. First and third, less than 2 outs. The runner will go on any ground ball.
P.J. Pilateri wants Cal State Fullerton to add Notre Dame to their schedule. Well, with a win tonight, he'll get his wish, but you got to be careful for what you wish for because Notre Dame looks so good. And Pilateri, number 44, likes the Irish, wanted to play Notre Dame. Well, if the Titans win, they'll get Notre Dame tomorrow in this tournament. We'll have a meeting out at the mound.
I think this is a good visit to the mound. It looked like he may have got just a little bit distracted like we were talking about with the runner on first base. Now you have first and third. Maybe start to nibble a little bit. You have all the makings of a big, big inning. And it's good to regain focus here.
Out there, Sean Kenny, the pitching coach. Hey, make sure to log on to CSTV.com for fan interactions, TV schedule, and the latest news in the world of college sports. That's CSTV.com to find out how you can get college sports television. Log on to CSTV.com. Well, the Titan fans are anxious to see their team break through here in the bottom of the fourth inning. They have a golden opportunity. Cal State Fullerton has accumulated 5 hits to this point, but no runs. But they have runners stationed at first and third. This will score a run, and it's hit well. Perez has room, and easily coming down from third to score is Kyle Boyer, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Titans. That's a good piece of hitting by Pilateri.
Well, he was looking for a pitch he could drive. Get the ball out of the infield, in the air, let that runner tag up and score, and he got it. 1-0.
Jim, I want you to watch this Danny Dorn hit. He has that same swing as John Olerud. Now, I know you faced Olerud. See if you can see any comparisons, because he has a sweet swing, although he looks at a nice curve there.
Yeah, great pitch. Yeah, I still see visions of Olerud in my sleep. He was a fine hitter. He's so underrated too. I mean, he was just so good. And they just hit hard ball after hard ball. Man, just a great hitter.
And a great college hitter at Washington State. 0-1 to Dorn. Looks at a ball.
And pitcher.
And a good pitcher as well.
Did you face him in college ball ever?
No, we never faced
team?
him. No, we never faced him.
Because both of you played on the national team. I know you did. Weren't you on one of the Olympic teams, too?
Yes, I played in the 1987 Pan Am team, and I played for the 88 Olympic team.
Right. We're visiting with Jim Abbott, who's going to join us the rest of the way. And he'll be your commentator on college sports television on Sunday for at least one game. You might be doing a doubleheader. They have that if necessary game.
Yeah, it should be fun. What a great atmosphere. This has got to be one of the best college atmospheres in the country, baseball-wise, and it's just tremendous.
Great crowd on hand, probably near capacity, which is 3,500.
Oh, I think it is, Randy. They were expecting an overflow crowd. And I'm looking down to the corners of the bleachers, and it's pretty full.
It's amazing what national championships can do. They'll come out in droves to support you when they think you have a shot at winning it all. Now, these Titans think they can win the title this year. They don't think that that's a far-fetched idea at all.
Very talented team, great program. It's a program that I've come to appreciate living out here now.
Hit to center, base hit for Danny Dorn. Did he look like John Olerud?
Pretty smooth.
3 hits in the inning. 1 is in. Runners at first and second. Boy, he is an impressive hitter as a freshman. I mean, I like the way he swings the bat.
Yeah, he waited back nice, waited for that pitch to get to him and just drilled it right through the middle. I mean, textbook.
Well, we'll take a look at it, just as Jim and Randy have described it. And it's a little bit away from him, but he stayed back well enough, and he hit it right where it was pitched. Interestingly, also, now that's the 4th well hit. 3 hits this inning and a run in. But the sacrifice fly was deep and well hit also. So this is not a good sign for Kerry Collins.
No, it's not. You get the sacrifice fly and you get your first out. You have a man on first. It seems like it might become a manageable situation again. And now you give up another base hit, you're back in a jam, and you're just grinding all much harder, throwing more and more pitches.
Here's Pedroza, who's that hungry hitter. Looks at a breaking ball thrown well by Kyle Collins.
When I was playing, on offense, we used to cheer in the dugout, let's put up a crooked number. You know, they talked about on the scoreboard, instead of a 1, let's get a 2 or 3. And as a pitcher, obviously, that's what you're trying to avoid at all costs.
See our scoreboard, College Sports Television, some of those scores throughout the tournament today and tonight in NCAA regional play. I know since you played college baseball in Michigan, you played it well, you're a big fan of the college game. Jim, I know you had a very good pro career as well, but you remember your roots, don't you?
Well, I had a chance to play at the University of Michigan, which for me was a dream come true, and I always thought if I did anything above and beyond that, it was going to be icing on the cake. I played with a great college coach in Bud Midoff, and that was a springboard for me, like Coach Kendall said, to play for the United States teams. So my amateur career was full of great memories.
Well, I remember very well, Randy, being in the audience when Jim won the Player of the Year, College Player of the Year, Golden Spikes Award, and so richly deserved when he was a student at Michigan. So he stands tall and very well respected in the college game. Of course, we think of Jim as the pro pitcher in the big leagues, but I think of him starting back there with his roots.
Oh, thank you. That was a great highlight.
2-2 to Pedroza. Just got a piece of that delivery.
Well, he changed up on him and almost got him. He just barely hung in there. That's all he needs to do right now with 2 strikes on him. Just give himself another shot, another chance.
Titans have 3 hits in the inning for a run. They're threatening for more with Sergio Pedroza facing Kyle Collins. On the fist and hit out of play.
Pedroza's doing a terrific job hanging in there. Fouling off the good pitches. Tough ones to hit.
Notice Pedroza doesn't wear batting gloves. It's a superstition. Hey, Jim, did you have any of those baseball superstitions?
Oh, I had one, but they never seemed to work for too long. I had to switch them up. I keep forgetting. I had a chance to play with Wade Boggs. Oh. And he had about as many as anybody I've ever seen. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Now, this is changeup, I believe. He pulls the string on him. Yes, it just drops out. And he finally got Pedroza. I think Pedroza hung in there for about 8 or 9 pitches until this one. He just couldn't stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch.
3rd strikeout for Kyle Collins. Are you going to tell us what that superstition was?
Yeah. Mine or Boggs?
No, yours. Oh, I know Boggs had too many to mention.
Yeah.
What was your favorite superstition? The one that worked the best anyway?
Well, I had a rather common one for pitchers. Every time I ran out to the mound, I always stepped on the baseline in some way. Sometimes I would try to get it with just my toe, sometimes with my heel, depending on whether or not it was a good inning the last time out.
Karopsy waiting. Looks at a strike. Collins certainly bearing down on the hill for the Toreros.
Great pitch. That strikeout, that curveball was a big pitch. If he can get out of this, limiting him just to 1 run, that would be quite an accomplishment.
Jim, I can tell you're a fan of other pitchers.
Well, that's my focus. I'm always worried if someone's going to ask me, is this a hit and run situation? Because I was always watching the pitcher.
Karopsy down on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Collins trying to wiggle out of the jam with only 1 brought across. Kyle from the stretch.
Oh, he's staying away from this, Jim.
Yeah, he is. You know, sometimes when you get down, I remember when I learned a lot from Skip Bertman. He was our pitching coach in the Olympic team. And, he used to talk about making a quality pitch when you were up 0-2 or 1-2. And not necessarily making a pitch that was so bad that a hitter didn't have to make a decision at all.
So it wasn't a waste pitch at all.
Exactly.
It was a purpose pitch. But certainly not a good pitch to hit.
Right.
That was in the dirt. Dobek with a nice stop there. That was thrown to the plate. It looked like it would go to the backstop screen, but as you'll notice on this replay, great reflex action and a great backhand stop by the catcher Dobek.
He's done a heck of a job because Collins has thrown some tough pitches to handle. Well, that was close. This is what he did not want to do, to go to 3-2 with men on base and 2 outs. Now a long single would give the runner on first, in this case Danny Dorn, who does run very well, a chance to possibly score. So he'll be on his way now with 3-2. He wanted that 2-2 pitch to be a strike.
The wheels will be turning. 2 out, 3-2 to Karopsi. He looks, ball 4. There's a Titan at every base. And they'll go to the top of the order, and Ronnie Prettyman.
Well, that's what happens when you get ahead in a count, an 0-2 walk. It really is one of the sins of pitching. You start nibbling, you try to be too fine, you make those waste pitches, and all of a sudden you allow a hitter back into an at-bat, you extend the inning.
Kyle Collins has thrown the ball a lot to the plate in this frame. 26 pitches to this point in the bottom of the 4th inning. Prettyman in a position to give the Titans some breathing room. They're ahead 1-0. Also in a position to make it a big inning. Ron's father is the athletic director at Cal State Dominguez Hills and nearly became the AD here at Cal State Fullerton in 2001 when they hired Brian Quinn. There's George Horton looking for a 2-out big hit. Over the last 14 years, 300 is a regularity. Helps to have great players.
Well, this year their team batting average is .335, and that's good in any league, little league or otherwise. Especially good in college ball.
Prettyman waiting. 1 ball at the plate. Collins with the bases loaded throws that one low into the dirt, and Kyle Collins is struggling.
Yeah, he really is. The well hits early in the inning, 4 of them in a row. And then he struck a man out, struck out Petrosio. And now walked Karopsi, as Jim pointed out, after getting 0-2 on him. He lost him and walked him on a 3-2 pitch, and now he's really in a jam.
That was the 30th pitch of the inning.
These are the kind of innings that good offenses make a pitcher get into. They're patient. They don't swing at bad pitches. And, they hit the good ones well. They piece together a couple of good hits. It puts a lot of pressure on the pitcher. And all of a sudden, you're 30 pitches deep. You're fatigued, both mentally and physically.
Well, there's not a lot of easy outs in the Titan lineup. From top to bottom, they all could hit. To left field, down the line. Hanson near the line, under it. That makes the catch. Easy play for Josh. But the Titans able to push a run across on 3 hits after 4. And exhausted Collins goes to the pine. His team is down 1-0 on College Sports Television. And Jason Windsor staked to a 1-0 lead. He has struck out 4 with only 1 hit. Jim Abbott, what about these strikeouts?
Well, he's showing a lot of confidence and poise right now. He's got a little bit of deception in his motion. And you see how he's free and easy with that right arm, just coming right through. Good curveball. Very confident right now.
Like that big jug.
That curveball, yeah, that's awful nice to have. Yeah, he's it's fun to watch. I don't know how big he is, but he looks like a great pro prospect.
6'2", 225.
Yeah, he's highly regarded, Jim, by the professional scouts here.
Yeah, he's throwing real hard.
He's a prospect. He's a junior, so he'll be on the draft list here in a week.
And this is a pitching staff for the Titans. It's 7 or 8 deep. One of the reasons they're a favorite to go very far in the tournament because of their pitching depth. 5th inning, 1-0 Titans. See if the Toreros can bounce back. Started it off with Lucas Winterstead, the 6'7" first baseman who's shown us a good glove tonight, Jerry.
Yes, he's made several good plays. He's not fleet of foot, but once he gets there, he's making the plays.
Well, he has that stretch. that long frame. He doesn't always have to be fleet of foot. It's at the knees and nicely thrown by Jason Windsor. And again, Windsor ahead on the count. It's been the story of the evening.
Two outstanding pitches to start this at bat.
Just missed.
See that pitch there, that good fastball on the outside part of the plate has more of a purpose to it. The hitter actually has to make a decision as that ball is on its way, whereas some of the other pitches that we saw earlier in the inning, they were no decision pitches.
And there are some hitters that would have offered it that pitch.
Yes.
They would have been afraid to be called out. Another one. Very close.
Not only is Windsor on his game, he's pitching a smart game. He knows what he's doing out there, and he's looking for that edge, trying to get that third called strike. Two-two pitch. Got it.
Outstanding fastball. Good location, moving it down, and away, and then coming back up and in.
And here it is. And Jim described it perfectly. He came inside. It stayed away all 4 pitches preceding that, got 2 and 2, and then came up and in and got him.
Windsor has 5 Ks. We can add that one to our little package of strikeouts for Jason Windsor. Look at the ERA. We talked about the hitting. How do you beat a team like this? They hit .335 as a club, and they have a great pitching staff as well. How'd they not win the Big West title this year? Long Beach State won the conference by 1 game over the Titans. Hey, mark your calendars. It's the best of the best in track and field on June 28th as CSTV presents the NCAA Division I Men's and Women's Track and Field Championships. To find out how you can get college sports television, please log on to CSTV.com. That's beaten into the ground. Tough play for Turner, who charges and got him. Oh, that's a good play by the freshman shortstop, Justin Turner.
It was because Ortega can run. High bouncer off the hard dirt in front of the plate. Here he comes and gets it. He has to wait for it to come down and then unloads very quickly with a perfect throw. Gets him by a stride.
Not only can they hit and pitch, they can field too.
You know, that's true, Jim. They have terrific fielding average. Their fielding percentage, I think I've written down 971.
Wow.
For a team playing on irregular fields at times, you know, not artificial turf, not always the best groomed, although this field is. I don't mean to imply that Goodwin Field is not properly maintained. It is. But 971 for teams, an outstanding college fielding percentage.
Well, the Big West off to a great start. Notice that Long Beach State out in front of Pepperdine. Fullerton's leading here. UC Riverside won earlier. And Arizona State doing a number on their opponent. Quality start tonight from Jason Windsor, who again is ahead on the count. He's been brilliant into the 5th inning.
It'll put an awful lot of pressure on Collins to come back out after a long inning throwing 30-plus pitches. Now Windsor goes out and does quick work, and now you're back out and another chance for your offense to score.
That really is an insightful comment because, and I believe that Jason Windsor has that in mind. If I can get my ball club in there and into the dugout and get the bats in their hands right away, that puts a big heavy burden on my opponent, on the pitcher, Kyle Collins.
He's still breathing hard over there.
Sure.
Maybe what's in his mind a little bit is he let a few go there, trying to finish it off a little too quick.
Count has run to full. 3-2 on Mike Oseguera, senior designated hitter for the Toreros. We only have 1 hit to this point. Skied on the left side. It is playable. Third base Prettyman is called off by Dorn. And Danny makes the catch. Another easy frame for Jason Windsor. He's been brilliant tonight. And the Titans lead 1-0 on College Sports Television. I like the face paint job. I think that looks pretty good here at Cal State Fullerton. Nice night indeed to have a regional. It's cooled off. It's very warm in the day as Notre Dame won here today, 13-5 over Arizona. 7-run second inning. The Fighting Irish are waiting for the winner of this game to play in the winner's bracket. The loser will play Arizona tomorrow, and that'll be an elimination game. And on Sunday, Jim Abbott will work with Barry Tompkins the championship game or games right here on College Sports Television. All the games, either 6 or 7 from this regional on CSTV. We're glad you're with us tonight. A pitching matchup, and it's been a beauty. Kyle Collins allowed but 1 run and 6 hits. Jason Windsor just 1 hit, no runs through 5 frames for the Cal State Fullerton Titans. Randy Roseman, Jerry Kindle, and Jim Abbott. Laced to center field. Justin Turner has the Titans' 7th hit of the night.
Well, I've got to think that Collins is weakening out there. In the last 2 innings, that's the 5th well hit off of his pitching, and it goes to the leadoff hitter Justin Turner, who has good speed, and now arguably the most dangerous hitter of the Cal State Fullerton lineup. Shane Costa is up at the plate. Nobody out.
Want to welcome all our viewers on DirecTV channel 610 to the NCAA Regionals, where Cal State Fullerton is starting to put a move on the pitcher Kyle Collins. They're getting a feel for him. They got 3 hits and a run in the 4th inning. They have a leadoff single for Justin Turner, who is 2 for 3. That one's back through the box, but this is a double play ball. Taylor made. 6-4 to 3. Ben Quinto to Jose Ortega to Lucas Winterstan.
Actually, I believe Ortega fielded that ball, stepped on the bag. We'll see. Here's the replay.
I thought he threw the underhand. He faked me out. Yeah.
He meant to. That is, he thought about it, but the rule is for the middle infielder, if you're within 2 strides of the bag and you field the ball, take it yourself. Wave the other guy off or call him off. And he did just that. Now, second baseman was there. Second baseman, excuse me, that was Jason. I'm sorry. I'm mixed up here with my score. Look, anyway, Quinto, thank you. Quinto, the shortstop. The second baseman was there, but I believe he called him off.
And Kyle Boyer is plunked. Now that double play gets a little bit bigger. Where the Titans would have had a number of base runners. Collins hits Boyer.
And Collins just can't seem to get himself back in that dugout here. He really wants to. I'm sure after that leadoff base hit, he's going, here we go again. And you do feel the pressure building. Cal State Fullerton applying that pressure. He gets a pitcher's best friend, the double play. Things are looking good. Now he has a hit batsman. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds to this continuous pressure by the Fullerton lineup.
And they're good at that, Jim. They keep the pressure on. Virtually every one of their hitters have good speed. All of them are a threat once they get on base. So he's got to regard them, pay attention to them, pay attention to some awfully good hitters at the plate.
Runner goes. Throw down to second. Stolen base easily for Boyer.
That's Boyer's 23rd steal of the year. He's 23 for 27 now. Makes it easily with a head first side. Back in scoring position, and as Jim pointed out, here's more pressure. Here's more concern coming down heavily on the shoulders of young Kyle Collins.
A lot of Kyles here tonight. Lifted to left center field. This one's in the gap and up against the wall. Boyer scores easily. A ringing 2-out double for Richie Burgos, and the Titans lead 2-0.
Well, these are such good hitters up at the plate. Fullerton hitters are so well disciplined. This pitch is away from Burgos. on the outside part of the plate. You'll see that he doesn't try to pull it. He goes with it. Takes that front shoulder was pointed right at the ball. He stayed right with it with the upper body. Got the hands through, and he run producing double. One hop the wall.
You can just feel the pressure building. You could feel this type of thing starting to happen, and that's what happens in a pitcher's duel. That's why the performances, as you go deeper and deeper into a game, 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, every pitch becomes more and more magnified, and it's difficult in the pitcher.
Another good hitter, Fullerton. Started the night at 379. You can see he's raised it to 384. Did he go around?
He got him.
Yep, he went around. Strike one. I'm impressed with this Cal State Fullerton ball club. They all business at the plate. It's been their modus operandi the whole evening with their pitcher, Jason Windsor. And at the plate, they're not shabby either. They've left some runners on base, 6 through the first 4 innings. They have 2 more in this inning, but they've plated 1, so there's 1 on currently. They could have opened this up to a big lead already tonight. Kyle Collins in the last 2 frames has had to work himself out of some jams. He's had some help from Dobek, who's been terrific behind home plate.
Well, Coach Kendall said earlier, this is a confident Titan team, and they are very, very confident. They're very good, and this is a stern test for the San Diego team, especially in this ballpark.
You bring up a valid point, Jim. Cal State Fullerton at Goodwin Field is 27-2. One of the losses to the gifted Long Beach State pitcher Jared Weaver. He beat him here, but you just don't beat the Titans at Goodwin Field. Not very often. 2-1 to Fullerton. That one misses. Collins continues to make a lot of pitches. You just wonder how long he'll be in the ballgame.
Well, he has first base open. And maybe he's trying to be ultra careful here and not give him a good pitch to hit. Won't hurt too badly to walk in here, 3-1. I don't think he'll come in with a fastball here. I think it'll be a breaking pitch. Yes, it was.
It's a good call, Jerry. But the bad news is Danny Dorn will come to the plate, who has that terrific swing.
Yeah, you pick your poison in that one. I think I'll be careful with Fullerton. Uh-oh, here comes Dorn. And not a comforting feeling, is it, Jim?
No.
When each hitter in the lineup brings danger with them.
Well, when a team's hitting 335 as a team and you have aluminum bats, it's an offensive game. And I think that's a little bit what I was trying to say earlier. A pitcher's duel in an offensive-oriented game is you know, something's going to break. The dam's going to break at some point. And it's not that Collins doesn't have good stuff. He's making good pitches, just getting over the middle of the plate a little bit too much when he is behind in the count. And these Fullerton hitters are talented enough to take advantage. There's a good first pitch strike, breaking ball.
And a good example of a good hitter up there. I believe he was looking for a fastball. The curve broke over, slider curve broke over, and he let it go.
A chance to set a freshman record here with a base hit. Tied with Phil Nevin for the freshman record with 52 RBIs is Danny Norton. That's with missing the final 10 games of the year with the fracture in his left hand. Second team All Big West was Danny Norton. He had 8 RBIs in a game against Loyola Marymount. He has a big stick and a good eye, and it's 2-1. Collins pitching very carefully to Danny Norton. Titans have a run in. They've extended their lead to 2-0 in the 5th inning in this first round of the NCAA tournament.
You referred to Dorn getting hit in the wrist with a pitch. He's been hit 18 times. Leads the team with that freak pass to first base. It hurts, but he gets himself on base.
Rolled by the bag, and it's a foul ball.
18 times?
18 times. And wow. In a rather short, that's 59 games. 56 games, Jim. This is the 57th. But again, Fullerton is known for that kind of offensive maneuver. They don't bail out very easily. They're willing to take one for the team. And Shane Costa has been hit 17 times, as I pointed out. Dorn 18 times. Prettyman 10.
That one's very high in the air, but very playable for Tony Perez in center field, waiting for it to come down. Took a while. That was a major league fly ball. Another run for the Titans. Richie Burgos with the key double. The Titans are leading 2-0 after 5 on College Sports Television.
Well, I think he just missed it.
Yeah,
it was a pretty good hit.
Titan fans happy. Their ball club leading 2-0 through 5 innings with 8 hits. And they're getting a quality pitching performance from Jason Windsor, who has allowed but 1 hit. Hey, we want you to saddle up and get ready for the College Championship Rodeo Series coming this summer on College Sports Television. To find out how to get College Sports Television, please log on to CSTV.com. I love barrel racing. That's always a part of rodeo.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. Barrel racing.
I'll take bull riding.
Jim, do you have a favorite rodeo event?
No, I don't know too much about rodeo.
Well, we're going to watch it on College Sports Television. It's a lot of fun. And again, I had a chance to call some barrel racing a few years ago. It was fun. Fans really get into it. So you'll have a chance to watch the rodeo throughout the summer on College Sports TV. Here we go. We go into the 6th. It's been a quiet hitting attack for the Toreros tonight. Number 9 hitter is Ben Quinto. And the guy on the hill, Jason Windsor, has spun a gem through 5.
Right-handed hitter Ben Quinto up now, leading off the inning. He has good speed. He's only hitting .223. The defense has him played way around in the outfield, particularly way around toward right field and shallow.
Pretty him at a third in the hole. A fine play, and he guns down Ben Quinto. And again, you talked about the Titan defense. They're pretty good out there in the field as well.
Well, what impresses me also, we see Prettyman going to his left, making a good play to get Quinto at first. Now, that first out is so important in the inning when you're protecting a small lead, in this case 2 runs. But what impresses me is the way that Fullerton has scouted this team from University of San Diego. Balls that would normally find a hole out there, they seem to have a defensive man standing there. Very, very thorough defensive scouting.
Notice there, Perez first ball swinging. They know they're going to see strikes on the first and second pitch, so it's probably a pretty good idea for the Toreros to come up there swinging.
Well, he's certainly been starting a lot of guys with fastballs. The problem with that is he's locating his fastball extremely well on the first pitch too. But I always felt as a pitcher, if there was a team that came up looking for a first pitch fastball, that wasn't necessarily a bad thing. If I made a quality pitch on the outside part of the plate or maybe came in a little bit, I could get an easy first pitch out and get a chance to get my team off the field and back in the dugout, chance to score some more runs.
See some of those scores from around the nation. Stanford stretching their lead. Tony Perez, a hard-nosed player, and he gets that from his father, Lucio, who's still playing baseball. In the senior league, 60 and over. Lucio, they tell us, is a very good pitcher. Tony Perez, of course, is a pitcher as well. He's the closer for the Toreros, and he's following in his papa's footsteps. Dad just won't put down the ball. He's 63 years old and continues to throw. Jim, it's a time for you to make a comeback. You're not 63, a long way to go.
I can't barely throw the ball now. I can't imagine 63.
1-2 pitch, hit in the air, and Danny Dorn is coming in a few steps and says, I got it, and he does. He's been busy out in left.
Well, he can thank his pitcher, as Jim's pointed out. The pitcher, Jason Windsor, is making such good pitches that a lot of these plays are rather easy. Pop flies, easy bouncers in the infield. Quality pitches.
2 out, and Windsor faces Joey Prast.
A lot of wide open batting stances on the San Diego team. A lot of unorthodox stances, kind of opening up and closing in as the pitch comes in.
Prast has 25 doubles this year amongst the nation's elite. That's the most in the West Coast Conference this season. didn't see 12 homers. So he is a very talented hitter for the Toreros. Good breaking ball. He just got a piece of it.
No surprise. Here we are looking at 0-2 of the hitter. Not a surprise, of course. I'm being simple. But once again, Windsor has done it. He's jumped ahead of the hitter. He has 2 outs, 2 easy outs. A bouncer to third, pop fly to left. Now what a treat to play behind a guy like this. The defense, his defense must be very, very comfortable behind him. He's doing such a good job.
Titans are going to have some bullpen activity. Despite Windsor throwing a one-hitter, he's going to get called off the ball. The second baseman comes in, and Karopsi makes the grab at another easy 1-2-3 inning for Jason Windsor. A brilliant 6 innings who gives the Titans that 2-0 lead. That is beautiful, isn't it? Whew. California Adventure. It's right down the road, about 10 minutes. Looks fun. You guys ready for a little roller coaster ride? We have a little bit of a roller coaster game here. 2-0 NCAA regional play, game 2. Fullerton has dominated the game. 8 hits to 1, but only a scant 2-run advantage as we move into the bottom of the 6th inning. With Jim Abbott and Jerry Kendall, I'm Randy Roseman. Glad you're aboard on College Sports Television. We're covering every game in this regional from Cal State Fullerton. It's grounded down to second, very routine. And Ortega throws out Pedroza. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Well, if you're Collins, you have to like that after laboring the last couple of innings to throw a good first pitch fastball and get a ground ball to your second baseman. It's a great way to get the inning off to start.
But I dare say now, Jim, that Fullerton recognizes that, and this hitter, Jason Karopsi, will not swing at the first. Whoa, nice going. So much for my strategy. Because I do see that they make the pitcher work, that they're very disciplined at the plate. But it was a contradiction there.
Collins hit Jason Karopsi right on the back on that number 4. Collins is struggling with his control. That's the 3rd hit batter in the game.
It really has been a roller coaster ride for Collins. He seems to have a good break. He gets a strikeout. Looks like he's getting some momentum, and then he has something bad happen. He gets that double play, and then something bad happen. And again, he gets the first pitch out, and he has a hit batsman. So if he could smooth it out just a little bit, he might be able to give his team a chance here in the later innings.
Well, he has to keep them close. He has to stop them here. To give up multiple runs now.
Runner goes, and Prettyman hits it right into the vacated area. That's a great job of hitting by Ronnie. And the Titans have runners at first and third.
Well, it's a classic hit and run. The second baseman went over to cover on Karopsi, who was moving with the pitch. And the hitter, Prettyman, knocks it right in the vacated position into right field. So it's first and third now. That's the classic hit and run, perfectly executed. Nobody out.
And Justin Turner in an RBI spot. Titans have scored 2, but they've had plenty of chances. They've left 8 men on base in this game. But with 1 out, they're after Kyle Collins in the 6th inning. This is a relentless hitting attack. Seems like every inning they're after you. Squeeze. Collins misfields it. Run is plated for Cal State Fullerton as Karopsi scores.
Well, there's the pressure game that Fullerton just loves. The short game put a lot of pressure on the defense. It was a safety squeeze. Coming down the line was Karopsi, but he made sure the ball was down, and then he started down the line. Now, there was a play at the plate. Collins could have picked that ball up and thrown to the plate and probably gotten him because it was a safety squeeze in the late break from third. But he was hurrying it. He felt the pressure. He bobbled it easily, made an error. And here you are, 3rd run, 1st and 2nd, nobody out still.
Sacrifice and an error on Collins. And he's facing the always tough Shane Costa. Costa was on the watch list for the Louisville Slugger Player of the Year award. He's already the Big West Player of the Year. He's hungry tonight at 0 for 3. But he has a couple out there on the line. Hard to believe, last year Shane Costa was amongst the top 10 in 11 offensive categories in the Big West. I didn't know there was 11 categories. 1-0 to Costa. On the fist, right to the third baseman. An easy play for Freddie Sandoval.
Great job by the pitcher Collins there, putting the disappointment of misfielding that ball behind him, coming back and getting a big out when really the game is starting to be on the line now. You know, against one of the most dangerous hitters in the country, comes back and makes a good pitch, a soft little liner to third base.
That's a terrific point, Jim. And this is where Fullerton will try to break your back if a pitcher caves into that kind of pressure and makes mistakes. But he came right back in. That was the softest line drive I've ever seen off a terrific hitter. One of the premier hitters in the country.
Oh, Kyle Boyer is up there.
Got in on his hands, I guess.
Looks at a strike at the knees from Kyle Collins. So a couple Kyles battling it out. Collins and Boyer. Rice, a former #1 team in the country, with a victory today. Alabama rolls over Houston. All night long, we'll give you the scores from around America on College Sports Television. This 64-team field, and it's balanced this year. It's in the dirt. Another fine stop by Zach Dobek, who's been so good behind home plate. He's probably saved 2 or 3 wild pitches.
Oh, yes. He's really been busy, too. He's been going to his knees to block those pitches. Doing a great job back there.
Well, the Titans scored a run in the 4th, a run in the 5th. They have a run here in the 6th. Of course, the Titans, #7 in the seeds nationally. You can see those are the teams that the NCAA thinks are going to get to the Final 8 in Omaha. 32 games around America this evening. And those are the expected finalists, but there will be an upset or two, and you know that. Titans hope it's not them. Toreros want to come back and beat the Titans, obviously. It's not easy to beat Cal State Fullerton here. Again, they're 27-2 at Goodwin this year.
Well, lurking in the shadows, too, for Fullerton is their outstanding reliever, their closer, Cordero. And he is absolutely unhittable, apparently, when they bring him in to close out a game.
Well, they had Travis Engel, right-hand pitcher, who's 3-0 up in the bullpen earlier in the last frame behind Jason Windsor. We'll see if Engel would be the next one in. But the Titans are thinking about more runs right now. 2-2 to Boyer. On the fist, it rolled foul.
Could be that Coach Horton is hoping to bust this game open a little bit, maybe give Windsor a chance to sit down and have an opportunity to come back at some point this weekend, maybe on Sunday, to help his team out again.
Jerry, what's the breaking point for a pitcher? How many innings before you can really come back with him?
Well,
or is it a number of pitches?
Number of pitches more, but also the pressure that he's feeling out there. He's been in trouble every inning virtually, so that weighs on it. So I would bow to Jim on that one. I'll make an answer, but I think maybe Jim could make a better one. Jim Abbott here sitting beside me. As a college coach, I would think when you get into 7 innings, he's tiring. He's getting going to hit the wall pretty soon.
2-2 to Boyer. Another foul ball.
What do you think, Jim?
Well, Collins has shown great resiliency this inning. He's hung in there. He got a big out in the last at batter with Costa. If he can get this guy out, I think he's done a good job of holding a very potent Fullerton lineup to just a 3-run lead after 6 innings. So, you know, I admire his tenacity. He's really battled hard out there, and it'll be up to his coach to decide whether he's had enough.
Torero's looking for some magic. High in the air, off of third. Sandoval in foul territory. Gives way to the shortstop, which is Quinto. And little Alphonse and Gaston routine, and nobody caught it.
And that is really, that's bad. You've got to communicate. That was really a high pop fly. Rich Hill is showing some disgust, I guess you'd say, on that one. That ball's got to be caught. It's foul, so there's not a run or anything caused to it at the moment, but those two guys, either one of them could have made the play.
I got it, you take it.
Now, I believe in that case it's the third baseman. He's under it with his back to the infield, and Quinto comes over and somehow confuses him. Third baseman's ball all the way. If it had been deeper down the line, it would have been the shortstop's ball.
No error, but another opportunity for Kyle Boyer. Curveball fooled him.
Good pitch.
And Windsor is out of the inning. But another run for Cal State Fullerton. They've built a 3-0 lead through 6 innings in this NCAA Regional on College Sports Television. Titans scoring runs in the 4th, 5th, and the 6th for a 3-0 lead here at Goodwin Field. Hey, do you want to be a sportscaster? CSTV wants you. We want passion. We want moxie. We want a deep knowledge of college sports. CSTV will hold walk-on tryouts for an on-air talent Wednesday, July 23rd. I love this idea. Beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern in our New York City studio. Now, the winner of this open audition will secure a guest spot on our team and possibly an ongoing position on College Sports Television. For more information on this, you got to get the info. Log on to CSTV.com. for all the details. Jim, did you want to be a sportscaster at any time? When you were playing, did you ever think about that?
Well, the longer I sit here, I have an appreciation for how hard it is. But this is great. You're sitting up here, you got a great view of the game. And, it's just a terrific night out here at Cal State Fullerton.
It beats working. Come on.
Sure does.
This beats working. It's fun. Well, staying in there to pitch the 7th is Jason Windsor. Why not? He's fashioned a one-hitter to this point. And he's gotten Sandoval on both occasions. Sandoval, a switch hitter, hitting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Jason Windsor. The winner gets Notre Dame tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern for Notre Dame and either Cal State, Fullerton, or San Diego. San Diego and Fullerton, a loser here as you look at the brackets, will take on Arizona in the first game. And we'll be here for the entire weekend to deliver wall-to-wall coverage on College Sports Television of this fine regional. Laced foul hit hard by Freddie Sandoval. He turned on that pitch.
Well, it was up in the zone. It looked like it. Windsor took something off of it, and he had a pretty good whack at it. But there was enough off of it, he got around on it too far and pulled it foul.
There's an interesting set of signs from the catcher, Piliteri, out to the pitcher, Windsor. And I wonder if he's having trouble seeing the signs with nobody on. They seem to be going through a whole sequence. I wonder what the strategy is there.
Well, whatever the strategy is, it's working. Bullseye again. That was an echo going by Freddie Sandoval.
Yeah, he's still throwing pretty hard. And right at the knees, too. He's not giving in an inch. But here we'll watch what Jim was commenting on. Piliteri giving the signs. They're not the normal finger flashes, it's the touches. And where they're touching indicates the pitch and the location.
Down the right field line and deep. Right up against the foul pole and hits the foul pole. And Freddie Sandoval has put San Diego on the board. Going right down the right field line, and Sandoval, that's home run number 9 for the third baseman of the Toreros.
Well, it couldn't have come any closer. He hit it well, tall, towering fly ball to right field that hit the foul screen. And of course it goes as a home run. So they're back in the game, nobody out. And this is the heart of the order for San Diego. Sandoval representing the third hitter. Now Josh Henson, Zach Dobek, Lucas Wennerstrom, 2 left-handed hitters in that threesome coming up. There it is, off the screen. You don't see that often, do you, Jim? Have you ever been beaten by a home run off foul screen?
Boy, it's heartbreaking. You're just saying, go foul, go foul, go foul, and it hits a screen. Oh, it looks like it's going to make that last little turn. But that's great momentum for San Diego. They needed to get a little lift there. It's been all Cal State Fullerton at this point. Maybe that'll be a pickup for them.
Only the second hit of the ball game. A couple rally caps in the dugout for the Toreros. The first hit was by the man at the plate, Josh Hansen, in the second inning. He lifts that one out of play. I know a 3-1 lead is anything but safe. And as a pitcher, you got to bear down after making a mistake like that.
Yeah, great composure right there by Windsor. Comes right back, goes up 0-2. Let's see how he tries to finish this at bat off. Whether he goes with the breaking ball away, maybe a low fastball. He's shown good command on the outside pitch to lefties. Let's see if he's got the same thing to righties.
Leadoff home run here in the 7th inning for Sandoval. And he rings up Josh Hansen, painting the black on the outside corner.
There's our answer.
That was a perfect pitch. We'll take a look. Jim, you described this. This should excite you, this pitch.
He's just been spotting his fastball. You see that good little tailing action there at the end. And he's been throwing some solid outside pitches to left-handed batters. And he showed command to both sides of the plate. He's just an impressive performance, particularly after giving up a home run on the previous at-bat.
That was the 6th strikeout of the night for Jason Windsor. He's been poised from the very beginning. Since George Horton gave him the ball, he's had singleness of purpose on the mountain tonight. He's been very good. See if the Toreros can come all the way back against a pitcher who's been on target throughout the evening.
Well, his control has been so good. Now, he has walked one man. He walked Hansen on a 3-2 pitch in the 4th inning, and he hit a batter. He hit Ortega. But other than that, he's been ahead of most hitters. And San Diego really has to earn their way on base against this guy. He's showing us something, Josh Windsor.
Auburn over Princeton. The game we had here today, 13-5 for the Irish. All the scores from around the land. And again, there was 32 games that either have been completed today or are still ongoing. Texas, a very good ball club. Big 12, very strong. Florida, the former home of Andy Lopez, who brought Arizona here. Lopez had some glory years getting them to the World Series at Florida, but they fall today. Here it's 3-1 for the Titans. Of course, Andy Lopez, when he was at Pepperdine, won a national championship and beat Cal State Fullerton in the finals.
1992. Terrific game.
All Southern California final. Lopez back here with Arizona. He's outside. Dobek showing a good eye, laying off that one. 2-2. Boy, Dobek's played a quality game. His defense has been terrific, and he's making Jason Windsor work here in the 7th inning. Dobek, though, is a hungry hitter at the plate. He's mired in an 0-for-12 streak.
He did hit the ball hard in the 2nd inning, lined out to left field to Dorn, and bounced out to the shortstop.
And Dobek aboard, the 2nd walk issued by Windsor tonight. Mark your calendars. It's the best of the best in track and field on June 28th. CSTV presents the NCAA Division I Men's and Women's Track and Field Championships. To find out how you can get college sports television, log on to CSTV.com.
Well, it's happened. San Diego now has the tying run at the plate. When you're behind trying to catch up, you work real hard to get this situation where, and Lucas Wennerstam has some power. He could hit the ball out and tie this game up. 2 outs, top of the 7th. I'm sorry, 1 out. Thank you.
You have to admire the tenacity of the San Diego team. They're coming into a very difficult environment. They've faced an onslaught of pressure, and yet they're only down 3-1. They have the tying run at the plate. they've showed a lot of perseverance tonight.
That's Travis Engel, the 6'3", 200-pound right-hander from Cypress, California, junior, who's been spotless this year, 3-0, and he's getting ready. There's a meeting on the mound, and just wonder if Travis Engel is going to come into the ball game.
This is Dave Serrano, the very fine pitching coach for Cal State Fullerton, out talking to his pitcher. And I think it seems as if, okay, he's bringing him in.
Well, a solid 6 1/3 innings for Jason Windsor. He'll go out just allowing 2 hits and 1 run. We'll come back and see what Travis Engel can do. The Titans clinging to a 3-1 lead on College Sports Television. Well, he may be a little displeased going back into the dugout, but Jason Windsor did his job tonight. Just the 2 hits, 6 1/3 frames, as we noted prior to the break. A couple walks. I think a quality start. Would you not agree, guys? I thought he looked very good tonight.
Oh, yes.
He was solid through and through. Great fastball, good breaking ball, got ahead, stayed ahead, gave his team a quality start. It's always a difficult to get. You're right in the heat of battle. You're throwing your pitches, you're working on strategy, and all of a sudden you're out of the game. And that transition, you go to the dugout, you get a drink of water, you're still sweating. It's hard to come back and just say, oh, I'm done. It takes a little while.
Hey, guys, are you ready for some hard ball? Because Travis Engel brings it. He throws about 93 or 94 on the radar gun, throws much harder than Windsor, so there'll be an adjustment period. So this is a big guy up there, and Winterston against a guy on the mound who can really throw it in Travis Engel.
Well, it'll be strength against strength. If he goes with the fastball, and you're right, he does. He has struck out 31 in 29 innings, so he has a strikeout pitch. It's his fastball, but he's going against a guy who can turn on one, and it'll be a tie game if he makes a mistake.
Engel's a setup guy. He's also one of 7 who could start for the Titans. And he buzzes a fastball for strike 1, and that one got there in a hurry.
Boy, Fullerton seems just like a well-rounded team. They don't seem like a team that relies on just one guy. They approach the game almost as a pro team approaches it, bringing in guys for situations. You look at them, they seem to be built for their positions. They're impressive.
They're an extremely well-coached team.
Engel missed a lot of time this year with a shoulder problem, but he's healthy. George Horton's very happy to have him back in the rotation. George trying to guide the Titans to their 4th national championship. And it would not be a shocking development. This is a #1 seed and a #7 national seed who was #1 in the country earlier this year. The breaking ball misses. And Winterston ahead on the count, 2-1. Trying to get a pitch he can drive. And the big fella would love to hit a bomb right about now. Fans here a little concerned. Their mighty Titans in a tough ball game. Titans mopped up on this club twice during the regular season, but not tonight. 2-1 to Winterston.
Well, that's interesting. Running the hitter on the 2-1 count, running the runner, excuse me. Zach Dobek took off with the tying run at the plate. You don't want to get that guy thrown out at second and leave one of your power hitters standing there with the bat in his hand at the end of the inning.
There are times when Winterston, when he takes that big swing, grimaces. I don't know if we've been able to notice it tonight. He has a bad back, and it's bothered him throughout the year. Probably one of the reasons his power numbers have fallen down a little bit. Only 3 homers. He laid off the breaking ball. No movement at first base from Dobek. And it's 3-2 to Winterston. 1 out. Run in on a solo shot by the leadoff man, Freddie Sandoval, on a fly ball, a long fly ball that hit the foul pole in right field.
3-2 pitch now, one away.
Sean Martin is heating up in the Cal State Fullerton bullpen. It's grounded to the right side, charged and easily played by Jason Karopsi. There's 2 away. The runner advances to second. That's Dobek.
Good pitch there, got in on it. He did look a little stiff, like maybe his back was bothering him. Both of those swings, just the way he trotted off the field.
Yeah, he did not have a good rep after all.
No.
Runner advanced to second base. Ortega, of course, at the plate represents the tying run, but believe me, San Diego would be, Rich Hill and the San Diego club would be awfully happy to get that second run in and narrow that lead to 1 run. Changes the complexion of the game altogether.
In the dirt, fine stop by Piliteri. No advancement from Dobek. Yeah, things would get a little dicey. The natives would get very restless if the Toreros get another run. As you see the bullpen activity, Martin and Cordero heating up for Cal State Fullerton. And again, it's a pitching staff that's very deep. And when you say staff, anyone will go tonight in the NCAA tournament. Hit to right center field. Running over to get it is the right fielder, and a fine running play by Shane Costa. Nice effort by Costa. That looked for all the world that Ortega had an RBI double. Titans are out of the inning. They give up a run, but they're leading 3-1. And welcome back to Cal State Fullerton, where the Titans are clinging to a 3-1 lead. They've had help. Kyle Collins hitting some batters, and it's really ignited the Titan attack.
Well, that was Boyer, who was plunked by the pitch back in the 5th, and he'll score then on the double by Rich Burgos. That accounts for the second run. The third run, which is extremely big right now, was the hit by batter. That was Carpazzi, and he scores on the messed up safety squeeze play, the error on Collins. So they've scratched for those runs by being helped by hit by batter by Collins. Both of those runners scored.
Now, how do you manufacture that, guys? 96 guys were hit this year. How do you produce getting hit? Do you get closer to the plate?
Yes, you crowd the plate, but then there's also a process on how to get out of the way. You turn away from the pitch, turn your back to the pitch, and take it on the arm or the back rather than dive out of it and hit the dirt. And they're willing to do that. They're convinced that it'll pain me a little, but I'll get on base.
Kyle Collins still out there into the bottom of the 7th inning, facing Richie Burgos, who had that ringing RBI double earlier tonight. 3-1 for Cal State Fullerton in the bottom of the 7th. .104 throws to the plate for Kyle Collins. Line to right. Diving grab by Prast.
Boy, great play.
A nice catch.
Great play. And a critical time of the game here. To stay within 2 runs, give him a chance now in the 8th and the 9th. But here's the line drive by Burgos to right field, and Prast closes on it really fast, makes a dive and the catch.
Had to hesitate for a moment to see if he came up with it, and as you could see on that replay, a fine catch by Joey Prast. Piliteri looks at a strike.
You have to admire Collins' perseverance out there. He's hung with it. He gets a big leadoff out here, and he's persevered. He may not have had his best stuff. He's had some ups and downs. We talked about that roller coaster.
Wicked liner to center field. Piliteri's an interesting story. The coaching staff didn't think he was good enough to play for the Titans. They asked him to transfer. He said, no, I'm going to hang in here and play hard, work my way through it. And obviously the coaches say, hey, Mr. Piliteri, you were right, we were wrong. He's improved his game. He's had a productive year, and he's wearing the tools of ignorance tonight and doing a great job for Cal State Fullerton.
Well, he came into the game hitting .379, Randy.
Twice they asked him to leave.
2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly.
Twice they asked him to leave the program.
And he proved them wrong.
guess coaches on occasion like to be proven wrong, right, Jeremy?
Well, yeah, and that's in that way, absolutely. And yes, coaches have been known to make mistakes. I've made a number.
Well, and certainly it serves for motivation for a player to say, hey, you're not good enough to fight back and say, hey, I am good enough. And Piliteri certainly is. He's proven that to everybody here at Cal State Fullerton. Doran looks at a nice breaking ball.
So important, too. I mean, you see the success of the Fullerton pitchers. So a lot of times the catcher is overlooked in that process, but their comfort with their catcher has a great deal to do with how successful they are on the mound.
It's critical.
That was something I went over to spring training with the Angels this year, and I was amazed at how important Mike Socia made that relationship between the catcher and the pitcher. I mean, they worked hours at it, and I really think it pays dividends.
How about in your own case, Jim? Do you recall a catcher or several catchers that inspired a great deal of confidence and security when they were catching you?
Well, there were a few throughout my career, you know, and I don't like to say anything, but sometimes they were the second or third string guys, you know, because they were the ones that took a lot of pride in their defense and really worked with you. Okay. Sometimes you had those offensive-minded catchers who would take an at-bat with them. If maybe they didn't have a good at-bat in the previous inning, they'd go out there, and you could just sense that they weren't as much into calling the pitches, and that can have a detrimental effect to your psyche as a pitcher. I mean, we're a fragile breed out there.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah,
You're special.
We're a fragile breed up here, too. 3-1 to Danny Dorn. The runner at first and one away here in the seventh. Runner goes. It's laced to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And the Titans will have runners at the corners. Piliteri goes all the way around to third. Dorn is 2 for 4 tonight.
Another jam for Collins to wrestle through here. 1 out, men on first and third. Big runs on the bases now here in the bottom of the seventh. The right fielder held his hands up as if he was going to catch that ball. That's Joey Brast. But Piliteri, who was running with the pitch, even had he caught the ball, Piliteri was going to keep going because you can't stop and get back in that case.
Doran has a sweet swing, and you talked earlier, Coach, about well-hit balls. Every ball this inning has been well-hit. You kind of wonder if Collins is reaching the point where over 100 pitches, he may be a little fatigued.
And he's going to face Kurt Suzuki, who is the hero of the dramatic win over Long Beach State in the final regular season game. He hit a 9th inning, game-winning 3-run homer on a full count. It was a walk-off homer, so he is a very popular guy on campus. And we will have a meeting at the mound as they discuss how they're going to pitch to Kurt Suzuki. There's bullpen activity behind Kyle Collins. Lucy warming up, as you can see.
Well, back to the pinch hitter, Kurt Suzuki, who's coming up to plate to a pinch hit. His teammates call him Kurt Clutch. He leads the team with a .465 batting average with runners in scoring position. .465. He's 20 for 43 with runners in scoring position. Has 3 game-winning hits, as you pointed out, Randy. Been platooning with Piliteri behind the plate, and now he comes up in a critical place offensively for the Fullerton Titans. With a runner at third, a runner at first. Possibility here, the opportunity to break this game open. Kurt Clutch.
It's awful nice as a coach to have that kind of weapon to bring in late in the game.
Sure, you just wait for the place to put him in. The most opportune place, and now it's there. This is a turning point in the game. Collins has hung in there so beautifully and fought so hard. But right now he's in a big jam.
Suzuki hitting .366 on the season. No errors and 376 chances behind the plate. He can't even crack the starting lineup.
There you go.
Because of Pilateri's excellence. Looks at a strike right down the middle. Kyle Collins. Well, an opportunity for Cal State Fullerton. That's Piliteri at third. And over at first, Danny Dorn. Both on with singles. One away. Titans leading 3-1. Suzuki watches that one tail outside. And Suzuki, when there's men in scoring position, he normally produces .465 average, 20 of 43, and he's got one out in scoring position again at third base where Piliteri is. So normally this is a reliable hitter.
Young man from Maui, Hawaii.
Former walk-on. Another player who's produced and was not highly recruited. Both catchers. It's interesting that they have two gifted catchers. Neither one of them were highly recruited. Both of them were really never highly thought of, but yet, when it's all said and done, they're doing a great job.
Says a lot for the coaching staff here at Cal State Fullerton.
That they're willing to admit that they were wrong to begin with. Yeah, you're right.
Suzuki lifts that one high into the night on the infield. Winterstead at first base makes the catch. And a big pitch for Kyle Collins, getting Kurt Suzuki, the pinch hitter. CSTV continues to bring you exciting baseball action throughout the summer with fine coverage of the Cape Cod League. Some of the biggest stars in baseball have started in the Cape Cod League. The likes of Jeff Bagwell, Barry Zito, Omar Garcia-Pera. Cape Cod League, where the stars of tomorrow shine tonight, every Monday and Friday, starting June 16th, only on College Sports Television. To find out how you can get College Sports Television, please log on to CSTV.com. We started the show with George Horton say, hey, the home of college baseball is College Sports TV. Titans were excited to be on TV tonight, and so were the Toreros. Ooh, another hit batsman. And again, that's the bugaboo for Kyle Collins, hitting Jason Karopsi. Karopsi's been plucked twice.
Well, that certainly wasn't intentional. That puts another runner into scoring position. Now he has to face the left-handed hitter, Prettyman, who already has touched him up for 2 hits, 2 for 4. So some are booing him, Collins that is, but it was no way intentional. Pitch got away from him. Bases loaded.
Arizona State scoring a lot of runs tonight, as you can see. The ticker goes by all your scores in NCAA baseball. And the game here today, won by Notre Dame. The winner gets the Fighting Irish tomorrow. The loser plays Arizona in the losers bracket. We have all the games for you from Cal State Fullerton. Another hitter who's been tough with men on base, lifted to left field. Nearly at his tracks is Josh Hansen, and he makes the catch. Collins gets out of a bases-loaded jam with no further damage. Hey, the Toreros are sticking around through 7. Don't go away on College Sports Television. Titans have stranded 13 tonight. They're in a tough ball game because of that fact, leading 3-1. We've had some splendid defensive efforts, and I know, Jerry Kendall, you like the great defense.
Yeah, well, that's Lucas Winterstead. He gets the out there, and here's Karopsi, the second baseman, making a great play in foul territory down the line. Watch this diving catch by the right fielder, Joey Prast. So we've had some stellar defensive plays tonight to go along with some outstanding pitching by Windsor to begin with. And I've got to take my hat off to Collins. He's given up 11 hits and 3 runs, but he's pitched out of so many jams and shown such fortitude. I've got to say that guy has won my heart tonight.
Showing everyone why he is the ace of the San Diego pitching staff. You're looking at Travis Engel picking up for Jason Windsor, who went 6 1/3 innings. And again, Engel is a guy who brings it at 93, 94. Can really throw hard. He spots his pitches well. Oseguera goes the other way. That's a foul ball. But Jim, what's the fastest you ever clocked on the gun?
Well, I threw in the low to mid 90s early in my career. My forte was a cut fastball. I had trouble throwing the ball straight. I still do to this day. And when I threw hard enough when I was young, I had good success getting in on right-handers, particularly with wood bats.
Oseguera has a single and a good start for the Toreros in the 8th. And again, they're only down 3-1 to the #1 seed in the region, the Cal State Fullerton Titans.
Jim, I remember you with a good curveball, too. Kind of a downer, do I remember rightly?
Off and on, yeah. I threw an off-speed curveball that I use as my off-speed pitch, sort of a slow 68, 70 mile an hour bend.
Break down into the strike zone.
Guys would walk out of the dugout, and they always said it was a lousy pitch, but they didn't hit it.
That's right. It was very effective.
Ben Quinto will face Travis Engel. Well, that's a dangerous time of the ball game for the Titans. If Quinto can get on base, that would get it back to the top of the order. And the Toreros have the capabilities of scoring and having a big inning. And there's got to be concern for Cal State Fullerton.
Of course, when you get the time to run up the plate, anything can happen.
Pinch
runner now at first base. Yeah, we'll have a pinch runner for him. We'll get the number there. We'll report to our viewers who it is.
The Titans have to be a bit surprised that they're in this position late in the game. As well as they've played, as many runners as they've left on base, they are still only 2 runs up. Anything could happen really at this point.
That's another Kyle at first, by the way, guys. Kyle Smith is running. He's a freshman. Bunt, and that's fouled off. I guess that's a very popular name out there, Kyle.
Well, it is. Kyle Smith. Who else?
Oh, and Kyle
Come on,
Collins.
talk to me. Okay, Kyle Collins, right?
Kyle Boyer.
Okay, you got to come up with more than 3, Randy.
Well, 3 is pretty good in one game.
You're stretching.
I am. Nearly got hit on a big breaking ball served up from the pitcher Travis Engel. And catcher's going to go out there and chat with him.
This game has taken on a different feel ever since Jason Windsor left it.
Yeah. The pitcher in there now is having his struggles.
Well, he doesn't have the same command that Windsor has.
Travis Engel, no, not at all. Yeah, there is a feeling. There's a discernible feeling, Jim. You're absolutely right. That San Diego is still very much in the game. There's nobody out trying to run at the plate.
Strike to Quinto. Well thrown fastball. 1-2 to Ben Quinto.
You can see where Engel would be tough, though. He has a little deception in his delivery, hides the ball real well, and he gets his arm up and creates a great angle on his fastball. What I mean by that is his fastball isn't level as it crosses the plate. It's almost on a downward plane.
Stayed alive.
Well, in the bullpen, and he's warm by now, is Chad Cadero, the outstanding reliever for the closer for the Titans. And he's all set to come in if Horton makes the call on him.
He was a member of the United States
He
team,
was,
wasn't he?
last year. He was on the USA national team, Jim. You're absolutely right. And pitched very, very well.
Yeah, he was their top pitcher.
Yes, indeed.
That's invaluable experience to be able to play with the best players around in the country and against some of the best players in the world.
Breaking ball, well thrown, and Quinto is done. What a gorgeous pitch. And a needed pitch there by Travis Engel.
Well, Travis Engel shows why his coach had so much confidence in him at this point in the game. That was a big, nice curveball, 12-6 there. Excellent, excellent. And he set that pitch up so well, but by using that fastball on the outside part of the plate earlier in the at-bat. Outstanding stuff. And he hides the ball so well, too. He's very deceptive in his delivery.
Perez has home run power. And a round tripper would tie this ball game. Al Smith at first, the pinch runner. Perez started the night at .351. Very solid hitter. Looking for a pitch to drive and get the Toreros back to even though they've been out hit 11-3 tonight. Big bend to that one, but it's outside the zone.
when scouts talk about a good curveball, if you imagine the face of a clock, they talk about a rotation that goes from the 12 down to the 6. It's almost a straight down. Very difficult to hit because it takes all the lateral movement out of it.
Saw some great curveballs. I would say the best I saw were Bert Blyleven and Sandy Koufax. You guys agree?
Well, I sure agree. I had to try to hit Koufax's curveball. I didn't face Bert, but I've seen his curveball.
I had the pleasure of lockering next to Bert my rookie year, and I learned more off the field than I did on it. And I learned quite a bit on the field from him.
What a breaking pitch, though, he had.
His curveball was so good, even at that stage, and this was the last couple years of his career. He threw more fastballs, 85 miles an hour, down the middle of the plate for strike 3, and guys would just drop their helmet, drop their bat, and walk away because they were waiting for that curveball still at that point of his career.
Well, Koufax had the same kind of curve. He threw it from the left side, and he also had about a 97 or 98 or maybe even a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. That's down the middle, much needed, 3-1.
Well,
Koufax was unhittable.
Yeah, people remember Sandy for his great fastball. He came right over the top, way up on top. So he had that great rotation of the ball, actually caused it to rise a little bit. But his curveball was a killer.
He had a giant hands. Yeah. Giant hands. 3-1. Perez, tired of waiting, backing out. These Toreros are a pesky group, aren't they? They don't want to go back to the hotel tonight in the losers bracket. They want to rally against the mighty Titans. Grounded to the left side. It eats up Turner, and he has no play. So Perez is aboard. We'll see how they score. But more importantly, the Toreros have runners at first and second.
Well, that was a tough play. We'll see it here now. Perez hits kind of a slicing, hard ground ball to his backhand. Turner tries to backhand it and can't come up with it. It had a lot of spin on it. It's way too late to get the runner, Kyle Smith, going into second.
And it is ruled an infield single. And Joey Prast in a position with the runners at first and second with a big hit to get the Toreros right back into it. But I don't think he's going to face Travis Engel. Engel's going to come out of the ball game.
Here comes Cordero.
Well, when you got the Chief in the bullpen, one of the great relievers in college baseball is going to enter when we come back. Fullerton holding on to a 3-1 lead on College Sports Television. Well, the Titans have had a pitching change with one out in the top of the 8th. Torero's a couple men aboard, so they go to the great reliever. 4-1, the 6 saves, a modest 6 saves, because the Titans have had a lot of big leads this year, so he hasn't had to save as many games. But I know Jim and Jerry, you know how good Chad Cordero is.
Well, he strikes out much more than one in an inning. 56 strikeouts and 44 in the 3rd inning. And he throws hard, and he's got a good hard slider. So, and they're only hitting .222 against him. This guy is maybe the premier closer in the country.
Nice guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Off the field, as mellow as anyone on the Titan team, but when he gets out on the hill, he's a different character. He's all business.
You know what they call him on the bench? The quiet assassin. Pretty apt.
56 strikeouts and 6 walks.
Yeah, he hadn't walked a batter at Goodwin Field this year.
You're kidding.
No. And he's television's best friend because normally Chad Cordero is a quick worker.
And he's preparing himself, checking his defense, stepping up to the mound now. He's got a rally on his hands here by San Diego. The tying run on base, the lead run at the plate, in the person of Joey Prast, who leads his team, the San Diego team, with 12 home runs, 56 RBI.
Nearly a pickoff. Karopsy was over there to field the throw, and a good move from Chad Cordero.
This is another thing that Fullerton does so well. I know that because I've coached against the Fullerton Titans probably 50 times in my coaching career at Arizona. They have a lot of pickoffs, surprise moves.
get the feeling with their team that they've done this before, that they're well coached, that they've played a lot of baseball, they've been in a lot of games. They have an aura of being around the block once or twice.
Cordero makes a big pitch. This is on the infield. At first base, an easy play for Richie Burgos. And Joey Prask is retired.
Well, that was his good fastball. If you get any kind of metal on it, it's probably going to go up.
In the 7th inning, Sandoval, not quite Carlton Fisk, but it is good enough for a home run. And Sandoval, the only run of the night for the Toreros, and he's up there again in a position where he could have a golden moment for the Torero program. Second year in a row they've reached the NCAA tournament, but he's facing a great pitcher in Cordero who deals a strike.
So you have to go up to the plate ready to swing on Cordero. Only 6 walks, 44 in the 3rd inning. He's going to give you a pitch. It might not be a good pitch to hit, but you better be swinging.
Pulls that one right by Sandoval. Cordero is another hard thrower with a save tonight to become the all-time save leader at Cal State Fullerton. There are the two principals, Sandoval and Cordero. Ball game principally hanging in the balance, 3-1 for the Titans, 2-on for the Toreros in the 8th inning. Strike 2 pitch, laced out of play.
You can see right away that Cordero's not afraid to come in and challenge guys. Even right there at an 0-2 pitch, he's not afraid to let a guy put the bat on the ball. Comes right back. He's going to make a good solid pitch and let his fielders do the work. It's a round bat and a round ball.
Well, that's, excuse me, Jim, that's 3 fastballs that Sandoval has seen. All good fastballs. Let's see if he throws a breaking pitch here. Another fastball. You know, you got to like his attitude, too, on the mound to go along with what you've said. He's saying, here's my best stuff. You can hit it. Yeah. More power to you. Go ahead. In other words, this is a challenge.
Career 2.14 ERA for Cordero. Buzzes him outside.
You know, in the college game, it's a little bit more offensive oriented. I could see where pitchers in an 0-2 count, 1-2 count might be a little bit tentative to let a batter put the ball in play. But that's not the way. It only leads to trouble. You have to trust your stuff.
And your defense.
And your defense, your teammates, exactly.
Well, it's 3-2.
Well, this is interesting, Randy. Now, the tying run's going to be in motion. Now, the first baseman is playing way back, Rich Burgos. But this would be a place where I would expect something to happen, maybe a flying pick at first base. But he's playing way too far back. You can see him there, and he's protecting against the extra base hit down the line.
Well, Sandoval hanging tough against Chad Cordero, who was named 3rd team All-American by College Baseball. So Sandoval facing a very good relief pitcher. That's no surprise. We've documented his credentials, but he's not thinking about breaking any records. He's trying to get the Titans back in the lead and preserve that advantage. 3-2 to Sandoval. Another big pitch. Got him to roll it to second. Hitting over as Karopsy throws out Sandoval. And the Chief does his thing. Comes into the big spot. He gets 2 quick outs. The Titans lead through 7.5, 3-1 on College Sports Television. Tight one at Cal State Fullerton tonight in NCAA baseball. As you can see, the Titans are leading the Toreros 3-1. Randy Rosenblum, Jim Abbott, and Jerry Kendall want to tell you to make sure to log on to CSTV.com for fan interactions, TV schedule, the latest news in the world of college sports. That's CSTV.com. That's where you need to log on to find out how you can get college sports television. Log on to CSTV.com. There's the new pitcher for San Diego, Patrick Lucy, 1-0. There's the ERA, 9 appearances. Medical redshirt last year, had Tommy John surgery, but he's come all the way back. And he's in there And he needs to shut down the Titans, keep his club in the ball game, and have them come back in the 9th and rally. He'll face Justin Turner to start the bottom of the 8th.
Boy, relief pitchers all take on that same appearance, don't they? They tug that cap down over their eyes. They got a little facial hair. It just seems so focused.
They go to a school for that, don't they?
I think they do. Somebody teaches them that.
A little seminar. As you can see, Turner, productive game.
Intimidation, 101.
Squares around, lays that bunt down, but it's foul. Tell you, this Titan team, they're not only good, they're young in a lot of spots, and they're deep, so they're going to be around for a while. They're going to be a factor in this tournament for the next few years, one would think.
Oh, yes. They have an ongoing program here. It sustains itself. They're excellent recruiters, yes. And they have a good product to sell. It's a fine school. But once they come here, they are taught so well the fundamentals of baseball.
Well, there's been a lot of players that have come through here. There are some of the major leaguers. That's a list I know you're familiar with, Jim, and this is the current crop. Good group. Obviously, a lot of great names throughout the years at Cal State Fullerton. That's obviously the reason they've been able to produce 3 national championship teams here. Hit deep in the hole, it's short. The long throw, a scoop by Winterstem at first is well done. What a play by Quinto to throw out Justin Turner and rob him of his 3rd hit of the game.
Well, Turner can run. And his ball was up the middle. He has to go far to his left. We'll see Quinto come into the screen now. Watch there. He's going to make, well, I thought we would. You see the ball come across the screen here in a moment. There it is. And a good scoop by Winterstem over there at first base. Now you see how far he had to go, make a full 360 turn, and makes the good throw. Winterstem makes the good scoop. 1 out.
Boy, the quality of play tonight's been tremendous.
You would expect that in an NCAA regional. Lucy throws strike 1 to Shane Costa, the great hitter of the Titans. You see he's had an 0-for so far, so you just wonder how long they can keep this guy quiet.
Ooh.
Another hit back.
Well, he was getting ready to push the ball down 3rd base line for a base hit bunt.
18th time this year Costa's been hit. You know, he got hit 26 times last year.
Yeah.
It's taking your life in your own hands. It's amazing how many hit batters we've had tonight.
And I think that's the 4th. Yeah, the 4th hit batter for Fullerton by the San Diego pitchers. But remember, they invite it. They don't mind it.
Yeah.
So they're not trying to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Kyle Boyer, 1 for 3. And that one gets by the catcher Dobek and into second base easily. On the wild pitch goes Shane Costa. Lucy and Dobek not on the same page.
And Boyer faked the bunt. I don't know if he was going to bunt if the pitch had been a good one or not, but every hitter in the lineup, by the way, is expected to bunt, be able to bunt for a base hit. Everyone, even the slowest guys.
As you mentioned, Costa was going to go for it. Looked like he was going to attempt a bunt too.
He had it in mind, and right now they're trying to put the pressure on the defense. Score an easy run somewhere.
Remember, the Titans have left 13 aboard. That's a big insurance run out at second base.
Sometimes it's hard to take when you see 11 hits up there for your buddies and you don't have one. You say, I got to figure out something to do here.
Costa at second, 1 out. Grounded foul. Remember, the winner tomorrow gets Notre Dame. The loser plays Arizona. Both games on College Sports Television. And in fact, tomorrow we will have a triple header all day and into the night. There's the brackets. Again, it's double elimination. This is not the end of the road for either team. Got to come up with a better name than losers bracket. I don't think a team in the NCAA tournament is really a loser. maybe the one-loss bracket. Runner going down to third. Costa gambling, and he's gunned down by Dobek on a perfect throw from to Sandoval, who applies the tag. Dobek got it down there. Costa gets thrown out going to third.
I was about to say, you've got to pay attention to Costa at second base. Well, he sees the ball is away. It was a delay steal because he runs pretty good. Costa has 26 stolen bases already this year, and he tried to slip one in there as a surprise, a delay steal. But Dobek made a great play. Backhanded the ball, threw down third base, got him.
Well, that gamble backfired. Boyer is struck out. Lucy with a good job. Last chance for the Toreros when we come back on College Sports Television. Three 11-0 for the Titans, 1-4-1 for the Toreros. Top of the ninth inning. And the Chief is out there trying to get it. Yet another save for Cal State Fullerton. There he is, Chad Cordero. The most amongst anyone in the NCAA. And how valuable is it to have a guy like that, Jim Evatt?
Well, it shortens up the game, that's for sure. If you know you have a guy who can come in there and get those last 3, 5, 6 outs for you. When did closers become a prominent part of college baseball, Coach?
Well, I've got to say that it was in the late 70s, maybe, where you actually identified a closer. There were relievers, late relievers, middle relievers, but the closers would come in and pitch 2, maybe 3 innings sometimes.
Hansen went around on it. It was crowded.
Remember Rick Rather for the Miami?
Oh, sidearm.
He was awesome.
Oh, my, yes.
It's a tough customer on the mound. Chad Cordero.
Well, he came inside and almost sawed him off there.
Cordero must have good late movement on his fastball. You've seen him a couple times already. Jam guys, get inside, swing. Then they're swinging through his pitches. That tells you there's late life and deception.
Yeah, I would say that that's very, very likely with all the strikeouts he has.
One-two to Hansen. This is inside.
You can see it there, that late tailing action coming in on that right-handed batter. Very difficult to fight off. Very difficult pitch to hit hard somewhere.
Hansen making the Chief work. Doing everything he can to get aboard. San Diego had a chance in the 8th, but Cordero came in and got 2 big outs with 2 on. Trying to preserve the 3-1 advantage for Cal State Fullerton. It's been a good night for the Big West. Riverside won. The Titans are winning. The last we heard, Long Beach State was winning over Pepperdine. All 3 from this conference.
And with good reason. This is a wonderfully competitive conference. Really good baseball played out here in the Big West. And Riverside has just made the move up recently from Division II.
Second year. Jack Smitherin has been there many, many years. The breaking ball hit by the bag at third, foul ball. Now, Smitherin's done a terrific job at Riverside. That program is on the rise. But I still think Cal State Fullerton, I know they have a great rivalry with Long Beach State, is the premier baseball school of the Big West Conference, and certainly one of the best in America.
Well, over the last 30 years, yes, that's very true.
This will be the 8th pitch to Josh Hansen. That one won't count. He backed out of there. We're looking in on the NCAA Regionals, game number 2. We're at Goodwin Field. Cal State Fullerton, the Toreros, their last chance. Randy Rosenberg with Jerry Kindle and Jim Abbott. Leadoff batter in the 9th is Josh Hansen. And he is making Chad Cordero work.
Cordero keeps challenging him with that fastball.
And on the inside part of the plate, too. That's something you don't see very often in the college ranks because guys are able to whip that aluminum bat around quicker and you can get beat easier than if you would have had a wood bat.
Once again, right on the hands.
Yeah, he did
right inside.
Another foul ball. Next pitch will be the 10th throw to home plate. Cordero trying to get Josh Hansen out of it. Josh won't give in. Neither will Cordero.
I would think if Cordero has a changeup, if he were to throw it now, I think it'd happen.
Good night. Bullseye. Hansen's done. Cordero's retired all three. He's faced one down on the night.
Well, Cordero here, like we talked about, just beat him up on the inside part of the plate. Threw some solid pitches in on the hands and then spots his fastball right on the outside part of the plate. Not much you can do. For a guy who hasn't walked a batter all year in this ballpark, you know he's going to be around the plate.
Line drive by Dobek, but right to Shane Costa. And the Toreros are down to their final out. One out away for a record for Cordero as the best reliever, most saves in Titan history. That wouldn't be a shock. He's a terrific pitcher. All that stands in his way is 6'7" Lucas Winterstead. Titans the top seed. One out away from a date with Notre Dame. Winterstead's job is to get aboard. Trailing 3-1. Guerreros have only had 4 hits tonight against Titan pitching.
Tough duty for Notre Dame.
Yes.
You travel out here, you're proud of yourself, you beat a great Arizona team. Oh, well, good for you. Here come the Fullerton Titans.
It will be a good game. Notre Dame's playing very well, Jim, and they have some talent. They can hit and they can run the bases. And they're going with what has been their #1 pitcher, who has been on the shelf for just a short time. And he did not go today. They used their #2 guy.
Well, Cordero trying to preserve the win for Jason Windsor. Fans on their feet. Toreros have 1 strikeout and 1 strike left to him.
Well, you called it before, Jim Abbott, just a little bit. He keeps working the guys inside, busting them in on the hands, and then that exposes the outer half of the plate that can lock them up. They just can't get the bat going if he pitches it, hits the outside part of the plate with another fastball. Let's see what he does here.
Just missed. Well, Cordero is currently tied with Scott Wright for the most saves in school history. 3-2 to Lucas Winterstead. For all the world, Lucas is trying to get aboard. Bring that potential tying run up there. Down he goes. Another save for Chad Cordero. And another victory for Cal State Fullerton. Winning their opener at NCAA play. It was not easy, but they get by the Toreros from the West Coast Conference 3-1. Good ball game.
Excellent ball game. Such tremendous defense we saw on both sides of the ball. And great pitching by the Fullerton people. And let's give our prop to Kyle Collins, who did so well for San Diego and keeping them in the game. He struggled. He was in the jams time after time, but he managed to get out of it.
And we'll have more quality NCAA baseball from Cal State Fullerton for you. A triple header. Losers bracket game. Now we know it's Arizona and San Diego. The loser is done. The winner stays alive. Notre Dame and Fullerton, 7 o'clock Eastern. The 2 winners, and then the nightcap of the triple header a little bit later in the evening, and we don't know who's going to be in that one, obviously. All day tomorrow, starting at 3:30 Eastern, right here on College Sports Television. It should be another great day and night college baseball indeed. Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Jerry Kendall and Jim Abbott, great job. Jim, we'll see you Sunday for the championship game or games. Jerry, we'll be working again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow for the winner's bracket game. That should be a good one to describe, Randy.
It'll be a great one. What a matchup. Notre Dame was brilliant today. I know you were impressed with them.
Very much. Notre Dame has a chance.
This has been a presentation of College Sports Television. A reminder to join us at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific for that Arizona-San Diego game. And remember, please log on to CSTV.com for all the information about college sports television. For Jerry Kendall, Jim Abbott, I'm Randy Rosenwald. Thank you for watching. It was a good one. The Titans eke out a 3-1 victory. The Chief is the best save master in Titan history. The Titans in the winner's bracket. We'll see you tomorrow on College Sports Television.